transition. Hey, Dave.
What? Oh,
I actually transitioned because you can see
oh, my bad.
on the screen now.
Hey guys,
Hi.
how's everybody
How's
doing?
it going? Hopefully we don't get our what's the word I'm looking for? Signature technical gaffes. That we're so known for.
Well, we'll find out real fast.
We'll find out real fast. So yeah, let us know. Welcome to the first and probably only Mob Rules Live.
No, we'll do it next year at this time,
Yeah.
like idiots.
Like we said during our recordings, Christmas really screwed with our recording schedule.
Very much.
None of our families would let us leave for 2 hours to talk about plastic toys.
I mean, mine would have, but that's because the presents were already under the tree.
Your role
Yeah.
was already done.
Yeah.
You'd already provided the gifts.
What are you still doing here, Dad?
Yeah. Oh, man, great. We're super laggy. Good times. So, technical issues abound.
Yes.
We're going to get up. But yeah, Dave, what have you been up to?
Oh man. Well, obviously Christmas stuff. Just kind of working on a couple more models and getting stuff cranked out there. I've been trying to get. So I took this week off to do the staycation of painting, so I get ready for LVO.
Staycation of painting.
Staycation of painting, and I have managed to not paint at all. I did manage to get my last Ingeseer converted up.
Nice.
Use some green stuff. Because Ingeseers for Skitarii have that monopose where they're just holding the axe like this in front of them.
Yeah.
And I hate that. So I have one that looks like that because you have to have two of them for your battalion. And the other one I converted so he's pointing off in the distance because you've got to have a dude pointing.
Yeah.
That's like code.
90% of what
Yeah.
Skitarii do is point off into the distance there.
Yeah, well, and Space Marines, Orcs, Eldar, lots of them. But and then I did some green stuff work, cut the handles up, and make it so that he's holding, the axe in his left hand only, dragging kind of behind him as he's pointing. So
Because you can't have the giant axe if you are in fact pointing.
jittering.
Yeah, this is what we do. Technical issues abound.
So I guess was that like an old reference?
Oh
From Tanner, because maybe jitterbugging.
Oh no, I said we were jittering.
Oh, all right.
That was me.
Really?
As we are Mob Rules, and I'm replying as Mob Rules.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, but it is what it is.
Other than that, I kind of just I made a list for our game that we were going to do on Thursday, and
yeah. Me and Dave were gonna play a game on Thursday, and then we both came up with amazing reasons not to play each other.
To be fair, John came up with his first.
Yes. I had to work. That was my kind of classic. Yeah. I got the Dave of you're just trying to get out of playing me, and I'm just like
We were playing Don't Want to Play Chicken.
Yeah.
Whoever agrees first. John said, I have to work, and I was like, oh man, if you're so scared of playing me, then just say so. You don't have to make up an excuse
it's pretty
like
terrifying.
have to work.
I gotta say it was pretty scary.
And
then Dave, you had the old man. I'm guessing rubella.
it was.
I'm
Yeah,
just-
I got cholera.
Smallpox. I'm trying to think. Oh, the black lung.
Yes, it was the black lung. No, like halfway through the day, I went, I think I'm dying, and just like went to bed. So it was just,
It's fair.
yeah.
That's fair. So yeah, we didn't play, but man, it would have been a great game if we did.
Man, we had the camera set up to stream it, and everything was going to be amazing.
I mean, let's not go that far. I was going to pull out my Death Guard. I recently purchased a sizable Death Guard army.
Yep.
It's a little bit mono build as it is, but that's okay. Kind of like branching out a little bit. Maybe going to pick up Epidemius and some Plague Bearers to go with it.
I think that's a good choice, really. I mean,
I just like toughness 9 tanks, and that's they get real gross real fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I had that, and I was like, I'm going to take Mortarion. Everyone says he's trash, and he's going to get one-shotted by Knight. Dave, I know you have sizable amount of Knights.
yes.
And sizable amount
So,
of
I
repulsor
was
grab times.
If you meant repulsors instead of knights, then you are correct.
It can be both.
Yeah.
It can definitely be both.
Just the knights are all still in their boxes. They haven't even seen the light of day, John.
You're just going to come to the table with the package cellophane
Yeah.
box and be like, there you go. That's where it is.
I have 3 boxes of Renegade Knights, so I would just bring those big things over and go, no,
Wait,
this
you
is
have 3 of the Renegade boxes?
yeah.
Oh my god, it's so disgusting. It's people like you that are making eBay possible. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, it would be if I was reselling them. Instead, they're collecting dust
Yeah.
and value.
Danny is usually right over here. He is right now finishing up a local tournament. He is currently playing for first. I was thinking of setting up some kind of live way to communicate with our boy on the scene, but seeing as I can barely, and looks like now we're not jittering on stream.
Sweet.
Seeing as we can barely pull off a stream, let's not overcomplicate it for over things.
We could barely pull off a podcast. What are you
can-
talking about?
I mean, it's been almost 3-4 years of not pulling off a podcast, but we've been releasing one nonetheless. Yeah, he's playing Orcs at a local tournament. He's playing for first right now. If you check out the Best Coast Pairing app, you can see the tournament today, the Anchorage Tier 1 tournament, and you can check out his Orc list, which is going through a few revisions as he's getting ready for LVO.
Yeah. It's going to be his LVO list because he thinks orcs are super powerful, and well,
He's
He's
mostly
right.
right.
Yeah.
You can't really argue with that.
yeah, he's pretty right. They're
We were
doing pretty
supposed
good.
to play today, Dave. We had promised ourselves, like, hey, we're going to play. We're going to have a lot to talk about tonight because all
Yep.
three of us will have played in the tournament. I decided to sleep all morning. Dave, what did you do?
I woke up to a phone call that my family member's toilet exploded, and they needed me to come put a new one in because it was just draining water all over their floor. So
Fun days.
yeah,
Fun days.
just while we're sitting here at 9 instead of after the tournament really gets over, which
Yeah.
is like another half an hour, 45 minutes or
Yeah,
so.
they went for surprisingly long rounds today, like almost 3-hour rounds. But I mean, that's if people are having fun. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Right? You paid your money, you get in there. What were you gonna field on Thursday when we played, Dave?
Oh, so I was stoked to be using the Vigilus Defiant book.
My wonderful table accessories.
Yes, thank you for that.
Hashtag Dave sucks.
Through
the power of graphics.
Oh, I was like,
see, there you go.
well, the thing is it's actually also right here, but they can't see it. So
No.
So I thought you were trying to point to that. I was like,
no. It was the Dave, my best fan of why Dave sucks hashtag.
Oh, here, let me get it.
Right over your head. No, you're good.
All right, so
Oh yeah, you were excited about
Thrilling
using
radio.
the Vigilus stuff, right?
so I broke it down. I wanted to field my 1,000 points for LVO. Okay. First off, just so that I could practice with that.
right.
So that left me with 1,000 points to put into the Indominus Crusade Boys,
Yes.
which I managed in 1,000 points to work out 3 repulsors.
Hey, real quick, Skim S on YouTube asking, "What are we drinking?"
This evening, at the moment, because we're waiting for Danny to get here before we Four Loco
We
it up.
cannot Four Loco without Danny. I
Yeah.
feel that would be
It
disrespectful.
would be. And also, we'd be too drunk by the time he got here.
Fair.
So-
Yeah. Also very fair.
I have a nice cold juice of apple cider.
I have a wonderful PBR, which is a nice, refreshing water to delicately cleanse my palate.
In these really fancy, gorgeous mugs that were
Oh,
made
yeah.
for us by
Yeah, they were made for us by
Wargaming Wife Creations.
Wargaming Wife Creations. It was these wonderful stickered mob rule tankards.
So that we don't have to support, companies unlike Four Loco that we want to support.
Yeah, please support us. Don't send us anything but grape. We find most of your flavors terrible, but we do appreciate the support. If we could get it,
I
please.
sure hope that our live stream actually has that as a tag. Four Loco, so sponsored by Four Loco, just so that somebody from Four Loco logs in and goes, wait, what?
Well, see, now at our new Threadless T-shirt store, where we started to throw some stuff up, we need to have a 40K Loco T-shirt that
Ooh.
is just different enough not to get sued.
Then,
Yeah.
are you kidding? I don't know that Four Loco has the money to sue anybody. That's they're barely still in business, aren't they?
I think we're keeping them in
I
business.
think Alabama and Alaska are like the last bastions of Four Loco.
I think so. I think so. But yeah, so you were bringing repulsors, you were bringing the Indominus Crusade down on me.
Yep, I was going to try the Indominus Crusade. I was going to do Iron Hands with the option to mix in one of the other ones because you have that option with the special tactics. So that plus, and I was just bringing regular bolters rather than specialist bolters, the assault bolters or the, sniper bolters, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord!
Oh man, that is gonna get us more copyright strikes than our last episode.
I don't think so. It wasn't that loud. What just happened? But yeah, no, I'd worked out the list, and I mean, I showed you the list beforehand, so. And then you showed me yours.
Yeah, you showed me mine. I showed you mine. You showed me yours. But yeah, I was excited because I was going to try Mortarion. I was going to try a few different things. I have a lot of the little plague tanks.
Plague burst crawlers.
Yeah, the plague burst crawlers. I got 3 of those guys.
And the Myphetic blight haulers, which are
I have
the bomb.
3 of the the blight crawlers. But
Hauler,
outside of that,
Hauler.
hauler?
Yeah.
No, the plague burst crawlers.
Plague burst crawlers
Yeah.
and Myphetic blight haulers.
Oh shit, who cares? The disease things.
They're all that just describes Death Guard.
That is very accurate there.
John's bringing Death Guard. What kind? The diseased ones.
The death guard. The diseased ones. So
This is why we can't have nice things, John.
no. So my list, I had a battalion with Demon Prince and Nurgle, with Typhus. I have 3 units of about 17 Poxwalkers.
Right.
A unit of 3 Myphetic Blight Haulers, because when
Okay.
you have them in a full-size unit of 3,
Yep.
they get +1 to hit.
Yep.
And then 2 Plague Burst Crawlers. Then I had a patrol with a Poxbringer, a Nurgle Demon Patrol with a Poxbringer.
Okay.
3 sets of Nurgling bases.
Ugh.
And then a super heavy Ox detachment with Mortarion.
I can tell you, I think you didn't have enough Nurgling bases.
Dude, that's like 9 of them.
It's not enough of them. I can tell you that already. From what I know about Nurglings, the more Nurglings, the better. In fact, you should swap Typhus and the entire battalion of Poxwalkers out just for more Nurglings.
I mean, they're not, the Poxwalkers aren't as great as they used to be now that I have to pay reinforcement points when they go over their starting number. And I'm definitely starting to look at Plague Marines more now. But this was kind of more of a looking at the tool set I've been inherited or being given or purchased.
Right.
Which wasn't very Plague Marine heavy. It was very Poxwalker heavy, very Blight Hauler heavy.
I feel like you're straying away from your Black Legion there, John.
Oh, no, because actually, the first little Nurgling dude bro I painted up is black and gold. And it goes very well beside a young Halberd right there.
If it showed up on camera at all in any way. Nope, looks like shit. Sorry,
Yep.
guys.
Does it look great in a low-res stream from 3 continents away?
Right, exactly.
I'm gonna say yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you should be striving for. Does it look good from a mile away?
Yes, or 50,000 miles away. First realized. Michael Spelcy, more lings.
Oh, God. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike. He says more lings. I was at a point with that list where, like, I know I have to drop Mortarion because he's not great. He looks cool, and he does cool things. But he's, like, 500 points I can spend elsewhere on better things. But I just want to take him. He's so cool.
That's the problem with a lot of cool models.
Yeah.
You and I suffer from that dramatically.
We do. Like, Danny, I mean, he'll look at the cool model. He loves a cool model, but he's able to remove emotion from the thing and look at it kind of coolly and mathematically and all that other kind of stuff where I'm just like, oh, man.
Why do you think I have so many fucking repulsors, John? They're not great, but I love them.
I bought a Gorkanaut when they first came out.
Oh, well, that's your own fault.
Because they were a cool model, but I'm like, guys, this is like 6th edition. Or it was like 7th edition. Comes out. Has terrible rules. It's a transport for some reason.
That's
because I
great.
think the rules designer looked at the model and was like, oh,
Look how hollow it is.
it has a little door in there. I like that. But I want to be able to shoot out, right? So, I mean, all you can really do is load it with mechs and then keep on rolling and repairing it. But even then, it just wasn't great. Now it's fantastic.
Just the Gorknaut?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Gorkanaut or the Morkanaut.
It's not as good as a Stompa, that's all I know.
It's getting apples and oranges there, though, right?
Not really.
It's like Mortarion.
More like
Chaos.
smaller watermelons and bigger watermelons.
Chaos Lords are gray and all, but they're no Mortarion. Man, Thousand Sun Sorcerers are great, but they're no Araman.
Okay, hold on. Well, I mean, yeah, that's true. I'll give you that one. But a Morknaut and a Gorknaut and a Stompa are literally all 3 the same thing. 2 of them, one's more cunning than brutal, and the other is more brutal than cunning. And then the other one is just a bigger version of the 2 of them that is twice as cunning and twice as brutal. Unless I'm wrong. You don't have to respond. Stay silent if I'm right.
That's fine.
Oh, damn it.
That's fine. I will respond because you're probably right. But yeah, it's kind of it's weird. I'm not used to making a list with power armor. It's been a long time since. I mean, I know there's literally no power armor in my list.
What are you talking about? The Eldar have power armor.
But like most of my recent lists have been very hoardy. Like my Eldar is very hoardy list. My Tyranids are very hoardy. The Orcs are very hoardy. So like when I'm making this Nurgle list, my first inkling is to just be like, what is the cheapest thing I can have the most
Poxwalkers.
of? So yeah, Poxwalkers. I have 60 in there. You have Typhus in there that makes them toughness 4, strength 4. You have throw a little bit of voodoo magic in there.
It's a solid unit choice, John.
Yeah,
it really is.
You have a toughness 5, strength 5. Bunch of guys running up the table.
I did, however, bring a bunch of shit that takes care of those, so I didn't have to worry about it. But
so you list tailored is what you're saying?
no, because I posted my list before you.
No, I think I posted mine first.
I mean, it's possible. It's not like I have the power of the internet to check it right now. I don't. We're busy using all of our bandwidth right now to do this. So yeah.
So that's where we're at right now. But yeah, what a year, Dave.
It really has been. I mean,
the podcast itself has gone through a couple different changes. Around May, we launched what we call Mob Rules Second Edition.
I would say they were better changes
because it involved 100% more Dave.
No, not because of that.
Okay.
That was the bad part. But
we brought Danny in.
Yep.
Tyler Miller, hello. If you have any comments, post
Tyler.
in the live chat. We will cut in and we have no train of thought anyway.
Yeah,
we don't really have much planned.
We are going to talk about kind of a year in review and some hobby goals for the future, and then pass out because we're old men who are drinking late at night.
Late night and on a Saturday.
Yeah,
and surviving frequent earthquakes as we can. Because there's another one today.
I don't even feel them anymore.
I don't feel them anymore. Oh, but hey, pass me that box.
Oh. We'll do that without bumping the microphone.
Ooh, yeah, okay, because I put it in such a way that it's almost impossible for you to get to without bumping either the light or the microphone. Oh, beautiful. All right, so this is a present that was mailed to me.
Please don't be dildos.
By a
Please
good
don't be
friend of
dildos.
ours, Tim up in Fairbanks. While I open this, Dave, Skims is asking, what's your favorite kit to put together paint?
My favorite kit?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a loud. No way they could have heard me while you're doing that. So honestly, my favorite thing to actually put together and paint right now has got to be Intercessors. They just go together really smoothly. You have a lot of different options for making them look good really easily. Intercessors are a joy to paint. I really wish they were a ton better on the table. Secondly, I would say Redemptors, which are hot garbage on the table.
Hot garbage. Beautiful models.
Amazing models.
Suffering from cool guy models.
Yeah. I have 2 of them, one of which is charging through a wall, and the other one is just standing there like an idiot. But I ran out of energy when I was working on them. But they look great. They die so fast. All right, John. What did Tim send us that was not dildo related?
Which was in no way Warhammer related, but it's good the same. I got this little Canadian beaver. The joke being, though, I am Scottish. I don't have an accent whatsoever. So, I got sent this little Alaska bear, I believe. Right there. I think this is more gifts for my...
apologize. This is not for the podcast.
Child.
Yes.
In Tim's defense, he could have told us that. Oh, you bastard, Tim. A 50-inch by 60-inch deluxe Canada polar fleece.
So,
this is why we're waiting for the podcast. A packet of Stay Awake, which I guess could have been
right.
Stay Hard, so it could be like 100 times worse.
Wow, this was great.
Great 40K content. All right.
That's why he wanted you to do an unboxing. Why he wanted you to do an unboxing instead of me.
Yeah, because it's like, oh.
So, full disclosure, I may have helped Tim completely pick all of these gifts out.
Oh, wonderful. I want to put my little Canadian beaver right there.
Isn't that how your wife got pregnant? First place?
Oh, putting it in the Canadian beaver. That's a move that we don't know. Here's Tyler saying he doesn't put together in paint kits, just occasionally pull the sprues out the box cable and put them back in. That is literally 90% of my armies and also how my child was conceived.
I think my next Tabletop Plus video may actually just be me walking through the house showing you the different areas that sprues are piled up.
Like a really bad version of MTV Cribs.
Yeah.
Like, yo, this is Dave, and this is my hobby room.
Mob TV Cribs. TV.
check out my 3 unopened Renegade Night boxes.
Yeah.
You know, there was probably some poor child who just wanted a Renegade Night box more than anything else, but couldn't because you bought 3 of them.
No, they didn't. There was no poor child.
There was a child.
There were some man children that were probably like, oh.
But that was about it. For me, I think my favorite kit, I really enjoyed the Redemptor kit. Like putting the Redemptor together.
It went together so well.
It went together so well. It was really intuitive. There was barely any mold lines because everything kind of hit each other.
Yep. That was a Tom Walton joint.
It was a Tom Walton joint. I think some of the recent ones, like I think I was talking to you guys in chat about this here, but the Plagueburst crawlers, I both love and hate that kit.
All right.
Because it is at the same time really intuitive and awfully dumb. It's like this hybrid bastardization where, like, they had one guy working on it one day, and then day 2 he called out sick, so someone else just kind of finished off the CAD files
Pete
and threw
Foley
it in.
walked in and was like, "Hey,
sand done.
This looks good."
Because I mean, like I said, it's a beautiful kit. And there's a lot of ingenuity in there. Because I bought one new one to kind of because you got to have 3,
right?
And like I said, like halfway through, I'm like, man, this kit is amazing. I'm loving this. And our buddy Nate is just like, "Do you get to the tracks yet? Do you do this yet?" And I'm like, "Oh no,
No.
But no, it's a great kit. I love any kind of really big kit because I like to see kind of it take shape and form. Was like. I built a bunch of like the new Eschers for Necromunda, right?
Yeah.
And I hated putting those guys together because they're so tiny and detailed. I have to take like a piece of face that's like a third the size of the tip of my thumb and not cut it covered in glue and slip it over a mohawk. Yeah, it's super tough for me to do that one there. Whereas I said big kits like the Stompa when you're kind of getting it together there.
Well, the Stompa's like 4 pieces, right?
No, there's a lot more to it than that. There's like, sure, the main hull is like 4 or 5, but then you gotta like when you're building it, if you're doing it right, like you put some plastic hard tubing on the inside to kind of keep stuff together because it's an older kit. It's like one of the first big Apocalypse kits in there. And then things like the Fire Raptor, where that was a really tough kit to put together.
Fire Raptor was a mix of Forge World and
right. And generally any Forge World kit that revolves around fitting onto GW plastic parts, you're gonna have like a little bit of fitting issues with. And I found Forge World Space Marine vehicles in general are a little harder to work around just because there's so much long flat panels of everything.
Right.
So yeah, when that finally came together and I had everything right on there. It was great. I was very satisfied having it done, but man, putting it together.
I remember when you guys when you ordered those kits and they showed up and you were putting them together. The chat was just, "Come on, are you kidding me, guys?" Yeah. And just here's a picture of like a half-built model and just a warped Forge World piece, just like, oh no.
But I learned a lot on that one. Like I learned how to boil my models properly.
You got to boil them properly.
You've got to boil them, to get the resin release, and then just kind of straightening it out, and kind of it was really good for me of getting to a point as an assembly where it wasn't perfect, it wasn't completely 100% aligned, but it was 95% there, and
enough
sometimes
where you could fill it.
That's okay.
Yeah.
And if I have to go in and fill gaps, then I'm going to do that. Otherwise, I'm going to drive myself goddamn insane putting together that stuff.
So I recently built a bunch of Skitarii.
Yep.
And
your was it Metallic 17?
Ugh. So regular Skitarii Rangers, I have to tell you, are an absolute joy to kill yourself to. They are terrible. Danny was right. You literally have to put every point A and every piece together. There is no, hey, I think I'm going to swap this arm for this arm. Nope, you're just screwed if you do. So I don't know what they were thinking with those. They look great, but the way they're designed because of the long cloaks, the fact that there is a front and back to the cloaks.
Right.
And half of them had no place to hold the front while you were trying to glue them.
Now, did you use your brand new Citadel butt plug, Excel, with the nipple pins?
Well, that's a regular one with the nipple clamps.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they don't make the XL with the nipple clamps. Not yet, at least.
Not yet. Yeah. I can get some
2019.
2019.
Oh, I thought that was.
That's no. It's
I thought that was Chester Prude with more cider for
no,
us.
no. That would be my wonderful wife, who I kicked out of our dining room to do this here.
Yeah, get out.
Getting snacks. Oh.
Oh no, you're really
she's
leaving?
leaving?
Oh.
No, she's leaving me
Well, now I feel really bad.
for the evening.
We're
I
like,
think.
it's a good choice, Amanda.
It's
Don't come back.
Solid life choice.
Yeah, just it's about time. It took long enough.
Yeah.
Nobody watching this is surprised.
No, not at all. So yeah, you were saying.
So you have to, line them up just right and hold them together. And because I use Plastruct to weld the plastic so that I don't have to use green stuff ever,
Sure.
unless I'm making an arm. It's just one of those things where you just have to get it just right, and there's no room to hold it on either side to keep the pressure on it. I was like, this is killing me. Who designed this? Make the cape. They could have split it in any different way than they did to make it more viable.
I think the way they did it like that, though, is I think I read somewhere that kit is compatible with the Imperial Guard kit and is also compatible with like another different kit. So you can mix and match parts all across there.
I do not believe you. just the way that the capes are. The capes are formed so they fit, so you have a guy that is standing there, two legs, straight down.
Right.
Or you have a guy that is standing there, one leg out like this, looking all cool, forward leg.
But you can put like a guard torso on there.
Yeah, but then he just looks stupid.
With his little
Looked like he replaced his legs
giant
with
robot legs.
just the button. Yeah,
He
chicken
upgraded.
legs.
He upgraded. That's all that matters.
Agree to disagree. That's just the Imperial. No good Imperial Guardsman would ever get bionics. They would die first.
They would die for it? That's awful. Wow.
15 hours, man. That's all they need. Once they get past 15 hours, they don't want to live any longer.
They've already gone through
They've
hell.
done everything they can. Replace nothing. No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna hate painting them as well because the capes are already on them. So it's
Ooh, yeah. Did you leave them off the base at least?
yeah, totally didn't.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I thought you were like, yeah, totally. Oh no.
I mean,
No.
no. I figure like it should be pretty easy. I'm going Styges, which is a black cape, so that's pretty easy to do.
Sure.
And then red
That's
shoulder
just
pads.
a real solid undercoat right there.
That's what I screwed up on, so I'm good. Yeah.
But you didn't do a solid undercoat?
Well, because when you're trying to spray between the legs to get the backside, I'm going to have to go over them with Chaos Black to darken up the black. And
So
finish that
do you
off.
often spray between the legs to get to the backside?
It's the only way to get to the backside.
Yeah. I figured.
All right. So what's the BCP app saying about the tournament?
It's ongoing. There's no current updates.
Danny,
as
hurry
of-
up and win. Okay, we need you.
Oh, man. Content. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, last episode we released got hit by so many copyright strikes.
Oh, it was amazing.
It was amazing. There was like at least 5. So one for every 15 minutes of the podcast. If you want to check it out, I'm going to leave it up on YouTube. It will be coming off of Libsyn because it will not be published anywhere else. So the reason it's not showing up on iTunes or other places such
Oh, yeah?
as that.
We had to pull it down off of
We
Libsyn?
had to, well, we're going to be pulling it down off of Libsyn because of the slight. I mean, I feel it's fair satire use, but man,
So, hold on. Libsyn, I've never noticed Libsyn the beginning, that we got notified of a Libsyn copyright infringement.
I mean, they haven't notified me. I can only assume that's why they're not in iTunes because everything else checks out. So I'm just assuming iTunes, Spotify is like, nope, I don't want your amazingly heavily edited
I mean, we could
Merry
go back
Christmas
through and
parody.
you can go back through and cut out Peter's music, but
Man,
that
I
would just be.
barely edit the podcast. Why would I go back?
Yeah, but Peter's music is so good and deserves
It's so
to be
good.
heard.
Yeah.
Really good.
If you guys haven't, check out NGC40K's YouTube page and check out the Frozen Heresy.
It's literally the only thing
There's
there.
literally. Oh, and there's my dog on stream. Hi, Skittles.
Oh.
Yeah.
And Skittles has stopped confused.
Yeah, and she's stopped confused now. But check out his Frozen Heresy parody. It's a really funny thing. It's really well done, really put together. Peter's
Yep.
very talented.
I don't know why he has anything to do with us, to be honest.
And because I think I guilted
Thanks,
him
Peter.
into sending her stuff. But yeah, it's super, super good. And we pulled 3 songs from that. We were copyright flagged by a Danish karaoke album thing.
They were
I
all
think.
okay. So we were copyright flagged 5 times for the same 3 songs, broken up. 2 of them were, one was Danish and one was Greece. It was the Greece and Danish version of "Let It Go."
I will say, only one of those copyright strikes correctly identified the track that Peter used.
Yeah.
Everyone else assumed Peter singing like the Go to War version with Horus and the Luna, or the Sons of Horus. They all assumed that was the Greek version of Let It Go from Frozen.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that goes to say what the Greek version of Frozen is.
I kind of want to listen to it.
I kind of want to listen
Yeah.
to it now, because if it says Go to War, I'm like, oh, okay. So Peter, you're really not clever. You just accidentally heard the Greek version, and that sounds identical to the
Peter's
plot of the
Greek.
Horus Heresy.
That's yeah. Well, I mean, everything comes from something, so that makes perfect sense.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
We got flagged for my singing My Christmas Song.
Well, no, your singing didn't get flagged. My late last minute edition.
I don't know what you're
of
talking about.
It was the backing track got flagged.
No, that was me singing it over that.
Which, to be,
I didn't even know you could. Honestly, I didn't know you could flag for that, because I'm
Yeah.
fairly certain that's not that's in
Yeah,
public domain.
It's
but
copyrighted. I thought it was in public domain, but no, apparently not. But they didn't take it down on iTunes. We're just giving the Greek Disney our pennies of ad revenue.
It wasn't even pennies.
No,
'Cause
it was much like my my Hitler Reacts thing from a couple years ago, where that whoever the film company that made that is currently, I found out they're cool with all of these parties going up because they get all of the revenue from
Yeah.
it. So I'm like, man, that one scene from that one Hitler movie has made them more money probably than the international release of that film.
well, maybe, but I mean that for us, that one thing is at like 60,000 views or something, which is nuts to me. And people watch it all the way through and then comment, which is
Yeah.
also nuts.
I think the comment was like, we get like the comments like 8th edition is really stupid. Those are my favorite comments. Or the comments like, where are my Bretonians? They're dead.
They can't be dead. You know what? They can't be dead. At least they didn't do that in 8th edition.
No.
Guess what? We got rid of Sisters of Battle. You can't use them anymore. Sorry, you spent all the money on that forever.
Yeah. Yeah. Bye, Puffer.
Bye, Skittles.
Oh, you made her come back now.
Damn it.
So, that's what happened in the last episode. Check it out on YouTube. I'm going to leave it up on the YouTube channel here. Check out Peter's full Frozen Heresy on the NGC40K YouTube channel. And also just check out NGC40K. They have a really good back catalog, and Peter's a phenomenal fiction writer who adds like a whole bunch of original content to there.
Radio drama stuff.
Radio drama stuff, like the stuff I would want to do if I could be bothered to sit down and write or perform or edit. So like 95%.
Right. Yeah.
Of,
100% of the stuff.
100% of stuff, 100% of the time.
Yeah.
So today, no music, no cool sound effects.
Because we're doing this.
We're doing this. I did
For you guys.
I did have my iPad set up to do sound effects and things like that. But I found that when we can't hear any of the sound effects, then it really takes away from making fun of Dave, because he can't react negatively to my sounds.
That's true.
So yeah, that's why we haven't got anything like that set up.
Yeah.
And yeah, 2018, what a year!
So this is
So
normally
much-
where we would take a break. So we'll be right back. And we're back. Okay, so
I mean, that's our usual
That's-
breaks. Let's be honest.
that's for you to edit later.
Okay. Oh, I thought I got away from editing.
No,
this
you still
morning.
got to put something in there later
God damn it. Oh, okay. Oh, really?
when you copy the audio and make it an actual podcast. My Christmas gift to you, John, was you could just flip me off directly.
No,
It's
I'm just pointing to the Dave Sucks sign.
all right. Okay. It's a 2018.
It's above your head for a reason.
That explains why you want
2018.
me on this side. You busy? You lied to me. You're like, Dave, this is your good side. The camera will catch it.
Dave, that is your good side.
Every side's my good side, John. At least that's what my mom says.
It's your humility that really makes you such a vibrant part.
Right. So 2018, a year in
2018.
review, mob rule style.
Yeah.
Drunk.
I mean, like, one can of PBR isn't really...
That was like 3 cans of PBR in that mug, John. Once you sucked off all the head.
Giggity. Giggity. I like that. That's too easy of a setup, though.
Yeah.
So, 2018 continues, like, the trend specialist games, box games, one-off purchases that everyone, quote unquote, has to buy. And there was some really good ones this year.
So I feel like they didn't do a lot of the specialist stuff until this year. Like they just kind of went, boom, here's everything, and
Well, you know why that is, right?
it's because they
released Blood Bowl, and it was
like-
super popular on release. And like, oh fuck,
well, it's because it's Blood Bowl, which is
redirect the people to make Blood Bowl stuff, and then
so Blood Bowl, which I'm not going to save this for our Blood Bowl podcast. I'm going to tell you about it now. The Blood Bowl is just a fantastic. I was like, did you just turn off my mic? What just
no, you
happened?
mean I purposely put myself far away from the soundboard so I can turn off your mic.
Good. Blood Bowl is a great standalone game. It requires like nothing besides,
The game,
the game and imagination.
the dice,
Well-
assembled miniatures, an army list or a roster,
Well, if you've been playing since
A
first edition,
rangefinder.
you didn't get any of that shit.
templates.
You got cardboard cutouts and you liked it. Back in my day, it was cardboard
Record
cutouts and you
keeping.
liked it. Mm.
So apart
No, but
from
I mean,
apart
but you
from
just need the box to play.
sure,
So,
I mean if you want to play a bad team, yeah.
I mean, you can win
If
with
you-
any
if
team,
you're-
John, if you
if-
actually know what you're doing.
If you're an orc team without 4 black orc blockers, then what are you even doing? Or 4 blitzers?
You don't need any of those to win, John. You just need a little luck, a little skill. Really, it's all luck, less skill.
But yeah, it seems to be back on track that this year was the year that kind of specialist games caught up.
Yeah.
And then kind of we saw. I think this is the year that I first really noticed that they've gone away from the new edition box set. Where back in the day in the second edition they had the Ultramarine Orc box set, and then third edition had the Dark Eldar Black Templar box set,
Right.
and then fourth had the Orc Ultramarine box set. And this was like, this is the fourth edition box, this is the third edition box. And it was very definitive of what that box was.
Right.
There's not really a box for that now. I mean, some people say like the Dark Vengeance one, but for me, I mean, that was a 7th edition box.
Dark Vengeance is a set that it crushes the other sets because you got a full-size rulebook in it, as opposed to the tiny little pamphlet,
Yeah.
which was all you really need to play.
And then
but-
Dark Imperium, sure, but this year,
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Dark Imperium, Dark Vengeance.
this year, like I said, there's been so many starter sets. And I mean, we've been hearing a lot through like rumor mills and things that they were doing there's going to be a starter set with the Eldar and Ultramarines. That was like, that's the new starter set. But it's not. It's just kind of a box game.
It's better than a starter set because let's see. So Dark Imperium was what? A headquarters, 2 troops, right?
Yep.
Fast attack, heavy support, and
Dice. And a rule book.
elite 2. Yeah, 2. So for the
And a
Primaris,
measuring stick.
so you didn't get 15 intercessors. So you didn't actually get a battalion. You couldn't really fill out a detachment. You know what I mean? So that was one thing, and the same thing went for the other side. It was amazing value wise, but this newer stuff is designed specifically to be a detachment, a patrol detachment, or you know what I mean?
A detachment in a box.
Right. That you can split with your friend for an amazing deal.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, Primaris Lieutenants, which you can never have enough of. Eventually when Codex
I feel you
Primaris
can.
Lieutenant comes out. Nope.
When we've been a podcast for almost 3 years, or actually over 3 years now. No, just about 3 years now. And there is more Primaris Lieutenants than we have episodes. There's an issue.
I disagree.
Strong disagree.
That's gonna be a no from me, dog. I don't think that's right. No, I love the Primaris Lieutenants. Do I think that they need to do something else, but to make people happy? Yes, but
All I want is on April Fools for them to release a joke detachment.
I just
Or
want them
a
to release
joke
Codex
formation.
Primaris Lieutenants.
So this is a Primaris Lieutenant detachment.
No,
Where
just
you
a
get, like,
special
this-
detachment.
Just a special detachment, which just consists of Primaris Lieutenants.
It's
Just
gonna
really
it's
lean
gonna be in the
into that
preview.
joke there.
It's gonna be the preview for Vigilus Defiant 2.
Just Abaddon versus the Primaris Lieutenant's eye.
Calgar is dead. Abaddon has killed him. However, Primaris lieutenants step up.
Voltron 5 of them together and just whip the shit out of Chaos.
Got a Salamander, an Ultramarine, an Imperial Fist, Black Templar, and Blood Angel.
Going to town.
Oh, man. Now I feel like painting one of those up. Somebody send me 5 Primaris lieutenants
You
so I
know
can...
you have
I
more than
know.
5 Primaris lieutenants.
5 spare, actually. That's the worst part.
But yeah, so we have like these great box sets like throughout the year. And again, it's kind of ramped up year over year over year, where I think we had about, 4 this year, about 1 a quarter of different army things. And it wasn't until the release of kind of Vigilus Defiance here that I noticed that, all this shit's happening on the same planet. And there's just kind of like a year-long campaign.
So I noticed it with Kill Team.
Mm-hmm.
Because you had those box sets, and I was like, all right, cool, this Kill Team's taking place on this planet, Vigilus, so what, who cares? The next box, Tooth and Claw, I was like, wait, where's this taking place on? Oh, it's on Vigilus. Hold on, I gotta go back and start reading stuff, like actually paying attention to it and getting the fluff. And so when the next box set came out, it was like, Ultramarines versus Eldar on Vigilus. I was like, oh, Vigilus is going down, boys, something's going on.
But it's going to stand defiant. It's not going down at all. If
if
I'm to
Scadia was defiant, but that
if I'm
didn't
going to
stop
surmise this entire book by just looking at the cover briefly, I would say they're defiant.
I would say they're going to die. I'm more worried about the Gellerpox that are on their way to Earth.
Yeah. Oh man, that got me so jazzed.
Wait, hold on.
Jazzed. A, not an I.
It did that first. It did that second thing too. No, I was holding on. I was like, hold on, save that. Go back to the year in review.
Yeah.
Because I could talk about the Gellerpox thing.
We can
for
talk about
like a
Gellerpox
full episode.
for full episode, and we probably will.
Not this one though.
No, not this one. We gotta save some stuff.
One where we can pause for bathroom breaks and stuff without feeling like a douche.
Yeah, that young YouTube live 30-second ad break.
You did mark this mature, right? We're not going to get some angry moms against.
I mean, it's not cartoon characters jerking off or whatever it is that it's all over YouTube nowadays. No,
it is if you take a bunch of acid.
Oh man, no.
Please do not take acid and watch us. It's probably a terrible. That's a bad trip.
We're a bunch full of men. Yeah. So we had a lot of these box sets.
Great value box sets.
Great value box sets. We got the Specialist Games. We got Adeptus Titanicus. We got Kill Team. Like a whole new system. You're big into Kill Team, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, I love Kill Team. I've got 5 of them. So, not the box, because if I had 5 Kill Team boxes, I'd
go
probably
right on your shelf, right beside the 3.
If I had 5 boxes of Kill Team, I'd be getting lynched right now because there are people everywhere trying to get their hands on it, and they can't.
Kind of like the Night Renegade box.
Yeah, but if you missed out on that, that's your own fault. I mean, that's not a standalone game.
You didn't use your disposable income to buy 3?
You didn't tell your wife you needed new stuff so that you could buy those? Well, I did. And she's not watching the stream, so I'm good. No, the Kill Team box has been sold out, apparently. For a long while.
Really?
Yeah.
That's because it was such a cracking deal.
Oh, yeah, it was. Stop playing with your beaver, John.
He'll be Danny.
Right. So, box sets, amazing deal. 2018 was amazing for the hobby collector and the player, actually. Just, if you wanted a ton of models, you could easily get a ton of models on the cheap this whole year.
Yeah.
So.
And I did get a ton of models on the cheap this year. And a lot of them remain unbuilt and unloved.
I'm not talking about those over there. Oh, yeah. You never built those Eldar that we split, did you?
No, I built those.
Oh.
Yeah. I did because I used those against...
Because I didn't build the Primaris in that.
I used those against Nate's Space Wolves with very efficient destruction.
So they were destroyed easily?
No. The Space Wolves were, but I was not.
It's because Nate was running Space Wolf Primaris mainly, wasn't he?
Yeah, and a big unit of Wolfen. But I was able, because again, I like hordes, I was able to spread out, and he used the outflank stratagem thing. So he wasn't actually able to come onto the board apart from that one part where I told him I wanted him.
Oh, so
which was right beside a bunch of D-sites.
So basically, you're an asshole. In a fun narrative game, you're an asshole.
I
Got
feel
it.
it was technically adequate. My move. It was it was fun. I took Wraith Blades. I took Wraith Blades and Wraith Guard.
Fun and narrative.
Yeah. Tyler Miller. If they do another big run of the Kill Team starter box, I'm buying 3 more, but I kind of suspect they might rebox it with less terrain. That's probably fair.
I would prefer it if they got rid of the Skitarii and Gene Stealers and reboxed it with more terrain.
Oh, like just a Kill Team battlefield in a box?
Yeah, but with rules.
But then I think that goes against their kind of want to just pick up and play out of the box. With here's all your models. Yeah.
Well, the fact that they are sold out of it everywhere and don't seem to be making more of it for some reason.
Because it's probably the terrain. I don't know.
Stupid Ray Dranfield and his awesome terrain.
It all interconnects. And every time, follow Ray Dranfield on Twitter, by the way. Like his Twitter account is nothing but ways that his terrain from over like 8 years all interconnects like some crazy ass master plan.
It's
the
crazy.
Whole time. And then you look at some of the White Dwarf articles, like with the pictures of the terrain, and they're just, oh, Jesus. I'm like, oh, that's part of a void shield that's fitting right into a ruin from the new Kill Team box, which has the parts inside from a Sector Mechanicus, and it just,
Look at the awesome pipes from 2 years ago that connect to this.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. There's some forethought in there. I think they're more well planned than the Space Marine Tactical Marine box. We were talking about how like they interconnect with everything. I think the terrain's a little bit more versatile. Probably better on the table as well.
Than
Hot
regular tactical marines?
Yeah, hot takes.
Yeah, Danny, what's your hot take on...
Sorry, you're just a small stuffed beaver. Yeah.
That makes me laugh to think of Danny as just a small fluffy beaver.
Yeah, that's him right now. Just little beaver Danny. Good old Canadian Dan. Well, yeah. What else came this year, Dave?
So we talked about the box sets there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you had the new Dominus class Knights came out this year.
Yep.
The big old fancy Poon Knight, the Castellan.
The Poon Knight. Yeah, I have a Poon Knight right up there.
Poon Knight is highly underrated.
It's
highly undervalued. Let me change that. It's highly undervalued. The Castellan got so much play because you could use Call's plasma stratagem for the relic thing and get the fancy, plasma gun. But really, the Valiant just has better options for getting in people's face and crushing their souls.
Mm-hmm.
How is that tournament still going?
The pairings.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Current update. Tournament's still going on.
Yeah, fancy.
So very fancy. I just like the Valiant. I like the fact the Harpoon was a one-shot 12 damage weapon. Like as soon as you say 12 damage to me, I don't give a shit that it's a one-shot hitting on.
Isn't it
threes.
10 with
oh no, yeah, it's 10 with bonus mortals.
With like D6 mortals or something like that.
It's the damage is ridiculous, and it's like this high risk, high reward kind of thing. Where again, if you have like a single figure like a Mortarion, then
I definitely wasn't bringing a Valiant, knowing you were bringing Mortarion.
I mean, it's like I have a 50-50 shot of not dying on that thing. Whereas like I think you're better off with like a high volume of shots. Mr. Inquisitor, are we taking bets on the next box set coming out going to be Black Legion versus Primaris? I mean, we're hoping it is.
Yeah.
That's a really easy split right there. I mean, I'll take Primaris.
I would love to see another actual captain model instead of, so that people were like, oh, well, it's not a lieutenant, thank God. But you know what I mean? I don't know that it's going to be Primaris Black Legion, to be honest.
No?
I'm not sure. I mean, they've set the stage with these other previous box sets to get you going, get you started.
Right. I don't think any of those were Chaos, though. So I think there's definitely a Chaos element in there.
There is. However, there's no Chaos other than Harvey World Bearers, whatever it is. Harvey Wallbanger, the Black Legion guy. Other than him, he's the only one in the book.
Which is this little gentleman right here.
Right.
Courtesy of Mini Stomp, Harkin World Claimer, Herald of the Apocalypse.
Now that you were giving that one away, a random drawing to our followers, right?
No, this is my personal. Well, if I know this is Danny's one, so
well then
that one's going away. So yeah,
maybe Danny should have showed up.
Maybe Danny shouldn't have been winning store credit. There you go, Danny. Yeah. There's your model.
Use it to buy a new World Claimer because this one's gone, Danny.
But I want to. I've talked about this topic several times throughout the year, but
Yes,
tampering.
I'm old and I eat Werthers. God, we get it.
But you blocked by Werthers on Twitter.
Doesn't mean
We're going to
that-
cover that in a second here.
Oh, damn it.
But even though we have this cool little animation saying 80 days, and the countdown for chaos is 80 days.
That's when the aspiring overlords show up, right?
That's when the inspiring overlords. So here is where expectation should be, right? Right about this mic level, where you're like, okay, this could be kind of cool. You know, we'll get some new stories. Maybe some things will happen. And then, you know, you have someone over here all of a sudden be like, oh, hey, there's a brand new Abaddon coming. And they're like, oh, you've heard that? No, I'm reporting it. It might not come. You might not get a new Abaddon model. You might not get a whole new Chaos range. I just think there's this whole thing with the player base right now, where as soon as anything's announced, it's blown out of proportion to huge levels. Like, okay,
You know what?
real talk. The Sister Battle Beta Codex, right? I've seen people say it's not great.
It's hot garbage.
It's hot garbage. You know what it is?
It's actually really good.
Fitting the existing models into the structure that they want to have for the new Sisters of
Future
Battle.
models? Yeah.
So there's going to be future models, different units and things in the future. But until then, it's a way of them kind of fitting this existing stuff in. That's why you're seeing Crusaders and
Right.
Uriah and all this other kind of stuff just kind of jammed on in there. And people are like, oh, this
Celestine.
doesn't work with this. I'm like, no, it doesn't. It's making your existing army sort of work in the 8th edition structure, which Codex or Index Sisters of Battle sort of didn't before.
I don't know. Aside from the 40-point drop for Celestine, I actually preferred the
She also
previous...
dropped about 300 pounds of bodyguards as well for that 40 points, didn't she? Or was that not including her bodyguards?
She didn't. I never ran her with bodyguards. I was like, Celestine for me was just a target. Like everybody goes, oh, it's Celestine. I gotta deal with Celestine. I'll kill her. And I'm like, yeah, you do that. Ignore all of the custo jet bikes.
I think one of the greatest Chaos Army lists I read about was a guy who took a Supreme Command detachment, which had, he had Mortarion, Magnus, and a Khorne Lord of Skulls, and a couple other things in his army. But he figures that with Mortarion, Magnus, and a Lord of Skulls, one of those is dying around,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
No one's going to focus on the Lord of Skulls for the first 2 rounds.
Or a Mortarion or a Magnus. One of the,
Well, Mortarion or Magnus is dying turn 1, and the other one's dying turn 2.
right.
But by that point, your Lord of Skulls is all the way at the other end of the table, chopping up shit and kind of causing havoc.
True.
Seems like a super fun list.
I mean,
But I don't want to go and spend $400 on 2 models I'm never going to use.
the Lord of Skulls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so Dave, in your personal history this year on Twitter, you were blocked by Werthers.
I don't want to talk about it. Still sore.
Werthers, classic candy of the older gentlemen, of discerning grandpas from around the world.
Just grandpas. It's
Blocked
not
Dave
discerning.
on Twitter. Now, I have been blocked by Battle of Lost Souls. Dave, you've now been blocked by Werthers.
Yeah.
Why do you think the man has it in for us?
I don't. Well, I mean, probably because we keep mocking them. I mean, it's not my fault that I got blocked by them. Actually, they just were like, "Hey, look."
I don't even remember tweeting or referring or making any Werthers reference, which makes me happy because it means
It's because you're getting old.
it means that someone within Werthers HQ listened to our podcast and was like, "Hey, fuck you."
Somebody at Werther's, they have to employ younger people because they're the only ones willing to take no money for crappy jobs.
It's fair. That's fair.
So one of them came in and were like, "Dude,
This old guy was saying shit about Werthers on the internet.
his name's Dave."
Like blocked
And
all
I'm like,
days.
"Wait, I've never said unkind things about Werther's in any form. They're delicious, and I love them."
Please unblock. Does that mean you're not allowed to buy Werthers in the store anymore?
No.
No. That's fair.
Well, I mean, yes, but I just send my kids in with my credit card. Something happening in the chat that I can't see because I can't read it.
I'm just leaving awkward pauses.
No, I appreciate that.
People think Black Legion versus Sisters of Battle, possibly. That would
No,
probably
because Sisters of Battle is going to be late 2019.
Yeah, they got
It just doesn't-
whole bunch of tooling to do.
Yeah. So when they announced the Sisters of Battle stuff,
Which was Adepticon last year, right?
right, but the way that they announced it, you know that Games Workshop has a history of doing things 3 to 4 years out. Okay.
Right.
They've said that. People that have worked there before that don't work there anymore have said that. They're like, listen, this stuff is planned forever. Sisters of Battle was a fine new Sisters, which is why you got small bits and pieces here and there instead of check it out, full Sister plastic box that you can see it now.
Oh man, so they're tooling an entire new range in half the regular time.
Well, I mean, I don't think it takes them that long to actually get it fully tooled, but parts they fit their narrative of their story as they go along, like this Vigilus campaign, like Gathering Storm before it, you know, to move the storyline along. Now, occasionally you get fun little shit like finding Magnus in a trash bin, you know, plastic sisters in the trash bin, which, you know, weren't there or whatnot, but the faux Tato camera leaks.
Yeah, I do like how they're still owning the leaks and making fun of leaks.
I agree.
Like the best way to own it is the big whoop, you found a model.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and owning up like when Rogue Trader was leaked to DACA or Fahrenheit 2012 or whatever it is.
Oh no, yeah, it was the back of the
box
Kill
set.
Team Rogue Trader, and people like losing their shit over the grainy pictures on DACA of like the dog and stuff like that, and the Gellerpox
Was it like
brutes or whatever.
6 hours? They had the video up, which leads me to believe that they had that already ready. You know.
And then there's other leaks that happen where you can tell like, oh shit, okay, render something.
Yeah, I'm just glad we've never leaked anything.
Yeah, so am I, because that would be super bad for us.
Yeah, I hate paying for stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been another FAQ year. We're even slightly late. We got two big FAQs, or a big FAQ again this year.
Sure wish Danny was here for this.
We got a chapter approved again this year. We're going to hold off and then hopefully wait for Danny to come and talk about that some more. What about like story-wise?
So
let's talk about
story-wise,
the narrative of the 41st millennium.
All right, so
None of that
this
heresy shit,
year, the storyline has progressed dramatically, just like it did previously. So the last, if you look at everything prior to Gathering Storm, you had small little weird campaign books that kind of just overpowered the units that were in them for the most part. Curse of the Wolf and the Magnus stuff.
Well, I think looking back to the previous ones, because they were so spread out, right? So you had Curse of the Wolf and obviously dealing with Fenris.
Right.
You had obviously the Imperial armors dealing with like the different worlds all over the place. And I think that took away some of the threat or the kind of the timeline of it all, because there wasn't kind of this one big story moving forward. It was like lots of little...
It was like a
individual
Black
battles.
Library book.
Yeah,
is the best way to
exactly.
describe it. So instead of having a series, you were just getting a one-off. So instead of Eisenhorn, you were getting Vaults of Terra,
Right.
which was a great read, fun, enjoyable. Wasn't an arc that you could follow along, right? That tied back to itself. Gathering Storm came along, and they were like, we're moving this storyline forward. Because we brought back 2 Demon Primarchs, and so obviously we have to bring back the Ultramarine one. Because it makes perfect sense. Nobody likes Bobby G, except Ultramarine players.
Papa G is the only Primarch who wouldn't have lost their shit at the State of the Imperium in the 41st millennium.
Oh, man, could you imagine Russ coming back, just being like, nope, fuck this, back into the warp.
Or even just, my axe, just
Just
going
start
carving through the worlds.
Do you think Russ could have managed to slay the Emperor?
I mean,
In his current state.
he's already
Right.
dead, so yeah.
He's actually not dead because he's still a psychic. He's like this psychic entity that's held in place. The body is dead, long dead, super dead corpse.
Yeah.
But his psychic, presence. He's Professor Xing in the astral plane. Right?
I don't think so. I think it's the chair that does it all.
No, it's him. Or are you saying that Professor X doesn't? You know what? Save it. That's not an argument I want to have with you right now. You freaking X nerd.
That's right. Don't come at me with comic book knowledge.
I mean, I'll crush you in this one, but that's because I'm older than you. When they first started the X-Men, I bought the first issue, so,
You didn't save it.
Yeah, actually I did.
Troglodyte.
It's at my cabin.
Your cabin.
It's trashed.
Sponsored by Werther's.
No, I've got a cabin out in Talkeetna, the family cabin. There's first editions of a lot of comics out there that are just ruined.
And as we're streaming live right now, you can go rob that cabin.
If I told you where it was.
You just said it was in Talkeetna.
Yes.
The smallest.
Start robbing all the houses in Talkeetna and see what happens.
But yeah,
Is DeVoe watching? Because if so, he's going to be like, God damn it.
so yeah, the narrative in the past couple of years has been moving forward at like a crazy pace.
Breakneck speed. It feels
Breakneck
like.
speed, like it's.
Well, okay. So everything is breakneck speed when your original storyline was moving forward from actual real life 20 years time.
Because
to,
you had like the storyline progression from like 1988 to 2016 of like this.
Yep.
And then 2016 to 2018 was like this.
Yeah. And just cruising on forward. So, we're in a position right now where I'm really liking all of the fluff stuff that they're putting into the books. It's just really good.
It is really good.
So.
And it's bizarre, like we were talking about in the Vigilus episode, where like they had so many pages devoted to water and how time works.
Yep.
And just stupid world building stuff like that. But it works.
Just absolutely amazing story
And it's
arc
great.
stuff.
And because everything is so hyper focused on this like one location, like for the entire year almost, rather than kind of spreading it out across several different battlefronts like Armageddon or other places where we know there's stuff happening, the hyper focus and all of the different factions are really kind of adds a weight to it, and kind of really makes it feel like if this planet dies, man, we're really screwed. When in reality, GW can in a week be like, oh, another rift open. Hey, puppers.
Another rift opening would be actually even worse for everybody except the
Oh no, I'm saying like another pathway through the rift opens over on this side. Now we got to go defend this one.
Yeah, but I don't see that being the case. You know, I don't know where they're taking us right now, but I'm along for the ride. I'm actually really enjoying it. They're doing a really good job of propelling their storyline in a fun, enjoyable, like encapsulating way. You know? Like I've enjoyed all this shit that's taken place on Vigilus. You racing the Speed Freaks box around. You're battling Eldar versus Primaris.
Speed Freaks came out this year too.
Yep. I mean, they're orcs. Nobody liked them. It was only like our most listened to podcast was that short little that 2.5 hour thing.
That short little 2.5 hour blurb Danny and I did. It was only meant to be like a little go over.
So,
codex wise, orcs came out. What else came out this year?
Honestly, I can't remember because it
so
feels
much
because there was such a break between codexes until Space Wolves. It felt like because they were focusing on their Age of Sigmar 2.0. So
yeah, it was a Summer of Sigmar. 40K took a little bit of a back seat, but the Orc Codex. Let's talk about that a little bit.
I mean, no, because look, if you guys want to get pumped about the orcs, listening to us here is terrible. If you didn't listen to Danny and John talk about it, go back and talk about it. The next thing you know, you'll be buying 60 boxes of boys and 5 trucks and some Stompas, all sorts of craziness. Because
I mean, if you really listen to the episode, you wouldn't be buying a Stompa.
That's true.
That's all I know.
Yeah, but that episode was out before the teleporting Stompa came into play. All right.
That is, oh god, that's such an expensive gimmick, though.
It's, you know what? It's one of those things where it's almost worth me spending the money to try to do it because I want to do it.
But it wouldn't work.
It works. I want it to work.
Because you have to have like half your points on the table, half your points off the table.
Right.
Your Stompa is like 800 points.
I mean, it's only so unless they errata it, it's only going to work in a Supreme Command detachment.
Right.
Which we figured out was not possible in 2,000 points with Stompas.
No.
Because you've got Gazkull and Stompas. So
well, I know you would have Stompa 3 Big Macs, which is their cheapest HQ, which is like another 160 points. Obviously, you're going to give one of those Big Macs custom force field, so it's like another 20 or something.
Sorry,
like
not
that.
Supreme Command detachment. It has to be super heavy detachment.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
So,
Well, no, because you're going to have a super heavy in a Supreme Command.
Right, but you can't use the actual. You can't pop the Vigilus specialist detachment unless it's a super heavy. But you go ahead and
keep
look
talking,
at it.
Dave. Yeah.
So the basic breakdown was it was something like almost 3,000 points to be able to do this, to teleport in a Stompa. So I really want to get an apocalypse game where we have 3 Stompas. Yeah,
Yeah, an Orc super heavy detachment.
Yep.
Oh, that's
so unless they
unfortunate.
errata it to read super heavy, or super heavy auxiliary.
I don't think it would be the auxiliary one, but still, that's unfortunate.
Well, an auxiliary still gives you 1.
Because our Gargantuan Squiggoth is about 500 points, and I think that's like the cheapest super heavy that they have. which is still 1,700 points.
Yeah. Well, because the Stampa's about 9 something.
Right.
So you're looking at 1,500. If you could
It's
get,
almost 2,000 actually. Yeah.
you'd have to have 2 Squiggles and the Stampa to be able to teleport the Stampa
Right.
in.
I can loan you the models for that. I'll even play against you just because I can take down a Squiggoth in one
Well, that's
turn.
not fair. You already know that I'm going to teleport a Stampa. Just
If you pull up to a table and your opponent has like a Stampa and 2 Squiggoths in the tray in front of them, you're pretty sure you know what their plan is going to be.
unless they've never read Vigilus Defiant.
But who wouldn't? Oh, here we go. Tyler Miller getting us here.
All right. What do you got,
Stampa
Tyler?
plus 2 times kill tanks. Oh yeah, the kill tanks from Forge World.
Okay. Does that fit in 2,000 points?
Those are super heavies. Yeah, I mean it doesn't ideally fit in 2,000 points.
Well, then,
It fits, but not well.
well, then, Tyler, mail me 2 of those Forge World tanks.
And also a Stampa.
And no, just borrow your Stampa because I
that's
know you
fair.
have one.
Yeah, I do.
So does. Well, Danny did have one.
Then-
Press F to pay respects for Danny's hobby room.
Yeah, F for Tanny's hobby room.
Oof. Yeah. No. Storyline wise, cruising ahead. Love 2018. Can't wait for 2019.
Calgar got a new model, and he got new shiny Primaris parts too.
I love how they transformed Calgar. I hate how they transformed Calgar because it was, I'm expecting this story of how Calgar went through this box, and literally it was just he was dead on the table for like 5 minutes, but then he came back to life, and now he's Primaris.
Professional.
Yeah,
Moving away.
yeah. Leaving me to talk about it. It just it disappointed me. Also, they made our joke about the Rubicon Primaris Transmogrifier box basically seem real,
Right, because the way it was described, kind of leading up to it, is he went through the Rubicon Primaris and he came out the other side, right? So I'm like, oh man, it really is like a box and a
There you go.
process that's behind the music. That's how that happens.
You're on camera now, so if you blow this pour, you'll never hear the
Just
end of
for
it.
life. But yeah, so they described it. He walked through so I'm expecting, like I said, like a Necron style like box, like transferring consciousnesses and stuff. But
Just
no.
like they had a Calgar body lined up already, and they just were like, put this helmet on.
Right, but no, it was an operating room.
Yeah.
That's the Rubicon Primaris is an operating room, a couple of servitors and a apothecary, adding stuff in there. Here we go, Tyler. I've got 3 kill tanks, but I'm going to be too busy trying to rob your cabin and tell Keenan to have time to mail anything. Well, I mean, you could drop them off on the way.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
on the way through.
good. It's good common manners.
Yeah. But yeah, I wanted more than that, than just
It's an operation.
done.
Done. I don't like that he died and came back.
Like, I think he died and came back like multiple times, supposedly. It was just like, clear.
So they're just like
he's still here.
Calgar.
Meanwhile,
reborn.
Cato Sicarius is like,
Cato Sicarius.
Cato Sicarius is like,
Volunteered
come
for it.
on. He's dead. Yes. He was up in the operating theater with a box of Junior Mints, like flicking them into his mouth.
I think Chapter Master of the Ultramarines is the worst position to have. Because you're not really the boss. You're
Well,
sort of.
you were up until about 1,000 years ago
When
or
the
something.
real boss came
Yeah, when the
back.
real boss was like, what's up? Turns out I wasn't dead after all.
Just really badly injured.
Yeah. I mean, it's better than being asleep or lost in the warp or emo killing things off on a demon planet or, any of the other options. Frozen in ice in some Necron's lair.
Yeah. All right. What are some of your favorite models of 2018? Because there's been some really, really good model releases this year.
So, actual models that were released this year. The Armiger,
Right. Little baby knights.
Night Lights. I loved them.
Night
I thought
lights. Jesus.
they were so cool. I mean, they aren't great on the table, but they're just good models. They go together really well.
Mm-hmm.
They are monopose. You can swap the legs back and forth.
I think all Imperial Knights kind of suffer from
Yeah.
the monopose. There's great third-party kits with like knee joints and stuff like that for the legs. But the thing you got to watch for those is when you pose them and you do that stuff, then it's really easy to off-balance your knight.
Yeah.
And it just turns it into like a tip fast.
I don't feel like there was a ton of actual new kits this year other than 4 orcs, right? There was Abominance, which existed before for Gene Stealer Cult, but not really.
Sure.
Because there was what was it, Death Watch Overkill?
Right.
Had Abominance in it.
So you had those. You had the Kill Team Rogue Trader box, which had 2 sets of an entirely new models. And even though like the little Gellerpox mutants and the Far Striders, they were 2 like not necessarily armies.
Right.
Great sets of models.
So there were things I liked about both of those,
Okay.
but not enough to slap them in actual favorite model type category. So I feel like my favorite model of this year that came out was the Gene Stealer Aberrant holding a stop sign.
Yes. Is that just because in the 41st millennium there's still stop signs?
Yes. Well, I mean, it's not a stop sign. It is whatever you want it to be. It's just supposed to be like a big. But I'm gonna paint it like slow children crossing. I think.
Oh no, you gotta have a baby on board. Just because like the way Gene Stealers propagate. I just want to like, or imagine, or put like a little crossing guard vest on him, and have him like have like the little children crossing sign, like you do for waiting for schools, and then just
except that
like,
he's clubbing them to death. Yeah. With an improvised super weapon.
With an improvised super weapon. Yeah. Tyler coming to the punch again here. He said Knights, Custodes, Nurgle Demons. That was all this year.
Yeah. No, well, Custodes wasn't completely all this year.
The Terminator guys? The
Alaris Terminators,
the Alaris
jet
Terminators,
bikes.
the jet bikes.
But the regular... But Trajan was not this... No, maybe he was this year.
He was, because it was all out of
You're
nowhere.
right.
You had this one army that was like 1 unit. But like,
and a Land Raider.
You're like, hey, look at this pack of 5 Custodes. This is an army in a box because you have an HQ, an elite, and 3 troops. Woo!
Yeah.
Then the Codex comes out, and we get bikes with fucking spears.
It's true.
You get the Alaris Terminators. You get Shield Captains, who briefly had a reign of terror across competitive 40K.
Shield Captains? No, not really.
Shield Captains on bikes?
I mean...
They had a brief reign of terror.
They're still having a reign of terror if you play them right, but they're a trick pony, you know. They were great until Imperial Knights showed up, and then it was like, well, fuck.
And then the Nurgle stuff, the demons. We had new Greater Demons, right? Was that this year, the Greater Demon Nurgle?
No. Wait. So that's the Age of Sigmar stuff, mainly, but crosses over. No, it was Age of Sigmar stuff.
Well, yeah, it's still 40K. And then also the Plague Burst Crawler. Was that this year too?
No, that was last year.
Last year? Jesus Christ.
That was because
that was all melding together now.
That my Fiddick Blight Haulers was like the last big Death Guard model.
Oh, because it came with the Dark Imperium box.
That was That was easy to build at the very end of the year and Christmas last year.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because it was easy to build Redemptor, the easy to build.
That's right, because I got my son the easy to build Redemptor, and I put it in my table after I bought it and painted it. But no, like I said, it's crazy that was last year.
Yeah.
Also this year we have all of the characters from Blackstone Fortress.
Great models.
Great models.
But, I mean,
Really?
I love a lot of the stuff about. I'm not a big fan of the characters so much. The Man of Iron, I kind of like just because of the story.
Yeah.
But. I am not a fan of gaudy, cluttered crap. Okay. I'm a firm believer in RPGs and anything like that. That I'm not going into battle carrying around 10,000 pounds of shit. I've got what I need. Back when we used to play, but back when I used to play D&D and other stuff like that, it was one of those things where, what do you got? Just what I need. Meanwhile, my buddy Josh is busy carrying, 25 extra pounds of crap because he's like, well, you never know when you might need a giant thing of rope or owl bear treats, and it's like, come on, dude, just take what you need.
Yeah.
And then Josh would kick off his shoes, throw his weapons on the ground because he sucked at D&D, and then fight with his fists because he was terrible at rolling dice. But I don't like models that are just covered in crap. So for me, those are gorgeous models. I don't like them. I like the Black Legion models a lot more because they're just there. You know what I
I
mean?
like the pose on the is it Scabax, the Black Legion guy from Black Fortress, where he's like just kind of nonchalantly walking forward, you know, like hammer by his side and
Right.
everything. I mean, I'm painting him in stages because holy crap, there's like the legs cover the cloak that covers the hammer that covers the leg that covers the gun that covers the backpack. But he's a gorgeous model. Even those new Black Legionnaires in there. A little bit of scale creep going on where they're getting kind of closer to Primera's size. A little easier to explain with Chaos.
Yeah, closer, but not there.
No, not there. You still kind of have like the little bit of difference. And then, yeah, I like all the models in the set. Like the Negavolt cultist. To me, I like to view the Blackstone Fortress set as like, one, the game's really fun. Like me and Danny have played it.
I've thought about playing it.
Yeah, we'll probably get you to play sometime. There's a lot of fun.
Well, that was
to
one
it.
of the things we talked about doing tonight, actually.
Yeah, well, it was
And
fun.
then we threw that under the bus
What about
because
just gonna sit around and do what we usually do and talk with no real aim of what we're doing?
it's an hour and 15 minutes after the point Danny was supposed to be here, and it's a good thing we didn't wait.
No, and it was like I said, it was just it's a great little game, and it gives me hope that these guys are going to be expanded on. So like maybe I'll get a Negavolt cultist box to maybe. The way to fix cultists is by giving me different flavors of cultists. Give me some Dark Mechanicus stuff. Maybe I'm definitely going to be using the
I
Psychers
feel
out
like
of the
those
box.
guys are really powerful, the Negavolt cultists, and that's why you can only use 4 of them.
Yeah,
because
but, man, I want more.
Yeah.
I want so much more. I want like 30 of them. I'm a horde guy. What can I say? Yeah,
That's
the Psychers in there I'm going to be using in my regular Black Legion. Probably like a little Renegades and Heretics attachment. But all of the stuff in the boxes, or from Blackstone at least, has made me want to see them expanded upon. Like the Kroot Hunter that's in there. I would love to see more Kroot now because like he's very characterful.
Well, I don't know that you will anytime
I don't
soon.
think I will. I don't think I'll see any more Men of Iron. I think he's a one-off.
That's Men of Iron is one of those things where it's, you know, it's such a rumored story of Men of Iron trying to kill humanity, and because humanity sucks, so it makes perfect sense, but then getting wiped out, and this guy managed to survive at the last second, like,
The problem being is you have the dark age of technology that no one can remember, where essentially it goes from everything is great to everything is shit, where the Emperor has to like ascend and take care of things, right?
Right.
Narratively, it's a problem if there is a faction of people in your universe with photographic memories who remember exactly what happened at that time.
So perpetuals.
Well, yeah. Well, like if you have a Men of Iron faction
Yeah.
who were like, oh yeah, this is exactly what happened
Yeah.
at this time, then it really fucks with your narrative.
Do you guys remember that time that
You turned on us?
Big E turned on us and tried killing us?
All because you wouldn't toast your toast, right?
Yeah.
Like that sweet Black Mirror episode with the eggs. Yeah, you don't watch that. It's good. You should.
I've actually watched Black Mirror. I literally last night was watching the new one.
Oh, yeah. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was so Blackstone Fort, and it's going to be continued to be supported.
So, answer for me then.
Yeah.
Because I told you I think my favorite model of the year
Okay.
is the Aberrant with the stop sign.
That is a fantastic model. I don't even
Followed-
think he counts because he hasn't been released yet.
Yes, he has.
When was he released then?
He was in the Tooth and Claw box.
Oh, okay. Touche. Never mind.
Followed, however, by any of the Nurgle, the Geller Poxlings that were in the box.
Yeah.
But then I'm a sucker for Nurglings with character and stuff. I mean, there was a pirate. There was a freaking wooden peg
pirate.
leg. Well, a Geller Poxling. It wasn't even a Nurgling. It was Geller Poxling.
Oh, they are
with
different.
a wooden sword and a pirate hat and a freaking pirate peg leg. So, I mean, it was the
Oh man, tournament update here
Oh, snap.
from BCP.
which you already know because you're following along, obviously.
Obviously, Danny won. He went 3-0 today.
You want to see my shock face?
What is shocking is our babyest player on our competitive team, Lil Lee Moa, went 3-0 today and took second
What?
with Tau.
Yeah, the world's worst army.
Yeah, so that was a super good showing.
To be fair, he was cheating. So
I mean, that's what we taught him.
yeah, I mean, because we taught him that. So
Yeah, Lee is the baby of our group. We grabbed him as he was just coming in and taught him our ways of cheating and loaded dice and Nurgle dice, specifically the hollow ones that don't actually roll.
playing adequately, perfect.
Play adequately, cheat perfectly.
Just it was. Lee's a good guy, and he has struggled along with Tau. So
Yeah,
for him to
yeah.
have found a list that works like that, that's great. And he used the format, so BCP and ITC, and
I'm gonna give spoilers here. It's a shitload of broadsides, shitload of drones.
I think that's it's a metric shitload.
Yeah, I think that's the official
Yeah.
term is a metric shitload of drones.
But
So hopefully Danny will be on his way here soon to talk to us about his win.
oh man, good. He can have my chair because I'm getting tired.
You're getting tired.
I've been up since super early this morning working on a toilet.
Oh man, you gotta be more regular with your flow.
It's working on a toilet, not sitting on a toilet, not working it out on a toilet. Although I did spend some time doing that myself. Because once you put in a new toilet, you got to take it out for a test fit.
You got to test it,
Yeah.
otherwise you won't even know if it works or not. Looking forward to 2019 a little bit.
So, what is your model for 2018? You haven't. I cut you off. You're trying to skate around this and not plant your flag on one gorgeous model.
Trying to skate around it a little bit. I have to say, there's a few. The Heretic Psychers from the Blackstone Fortress set are amazing, and we're going to get into this more next month when we talk about Eisenhorn Hereticus. But they're exactly, or was it Malleus with all of the missing Renegade Psychers?
Malleus. Well, Malleus is the one with the missing Renegade Psychers.
Yes,
we saw.
okay.
We talked about that one already.
Yeah. So that one, the models in the Blackstone box are exactly how I imagine those guys look. So a little creepy.
Yeah, that feels about right.
Right,
yeah.
right. In Ragwell, like, the brain is kind of like, so those models are fantastic, and I love those a lot. A couple of the Primaris Lieutenants, as much as I joke about them, are really well executed models and are exactly how Space Marines should be.
Yep.
Especially when you have units that are functionally and visually identical. The little things they do with the guys, like the guy who has his helmet maglocked to his side. I don't remember seeing that an awful lot before, and just
Right.
things like that make them
Normally,
really
if a
stand
model
out.
wasn't wearing a helmet, they just weren't wearing a helmet.
Right, and you're like, where the fuck did your helmet go, man? I mean, that's
Got shot off by a bunch of orcs back there.
yeah, and it's very, very hard to kind of make them look different. But I feel, as much as I make fun of them, all of the Primaris Lieutenants are different, are unique. There's no real ones that are just like, hey, didn't your other guy have a bolt pistol there instead of a plasma pistol?
So they got the guy who's got his helmet half off.
Mm-hmm.
They have
Oh, that guy was really good. I like that half helmet.
so
It flies in the face of all logic I know about Space Marine helmets.
totally.
But it looks amazing.
Oh yeah, I was like, whoa, what? It doesn't make any. That's not right. There's a guy who is. I've never actually seen a model doing this from GW before.
Okay.
The Conquest Lieutenant who is drawing his sword, and you take off the fact that he was legitimately covered in Ultramarine symbols, and people would have been clamoring for that mother.
Oh yeah, and instead now people have to file off the Ultramarine symbols to get at him.
And also be in the UK.
Yeah, or Spain. They're launching Conquest in Spain now.
Son of a bitch.
Please USA. That's all I'm looking
Yeah,
for.
come
Me
on.
and Dave are looking to split a subscription for the same reason we would split a.
Oh man, now we really are actually.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Because but I mean, I don't know. It's tough. There was so much good stuff released.
All right. Well, while you're thinking about it, then,
Okay.
those still following along in chat who haven't fallen asleep yet, what was your favorite model of
Yeah.
2018?
Well, what was your guys' favorite model? Let me cheat and steal from you.
Oh no, I'm gonna steal the iPad here so hopefully I can read it.
Man, that is tough. Because I said, I mean, Harkan's okay. I mean, I like the Harkan World Climbing model. I'm not a big fan of trophy racks on models.
I hate them. So
I don't think I'll be building my Harkan with trophy racks.
Right.
I mean, I understand them, but
it's one of those things. It's gaudy crap that it's like, oh, look, it creates terror. No, man, that creates a drag. Okay,
Right,
you're
I
a
mean-
jump back character that creates drag and
I
decreases
just have
airflow.
an image of them like walking through like a city street and like making
Trying
this
to
battle
go.
plan. And like Harkin's just like, Lord Abaddon, I cannot pass through this archway. My spikes.
They're walking side by side.
There's
They're
got to
just-
be like a bunch of Chaos Space Marines out there that have like
Thump.
trophy racks full of concrete.
Abaddon just still going. Sir, come, Lord Abaddon.
He ends up just like knocking himself on his ass. Oh man. So yeah, I'll probably build mine without the spikes. Just because I mean, his spear, I can still have like the heft of the model like that.
Yeah,
but-
I don't feel like it needs any of the extra weight that's added to that. I like the Calgar model, but I actually prefer the Bodyguard better.
Are you just saying things that are in front of us right now?
No, I no looking at it, comparing it, because
Yeah.
it for me that's the case. So, like I if these shields didn't have Ultramarines symbols on them, I would want those
I
guys.
saw a really sweet conversion some guy did that changed it to an Imperial Fist, where it just kind of shaved off all the Ultramarine things and added the kind of the brass etching pieces.
Oh, that might be a good idea.
And it looked pretty good. And I said you can have eagles, and especially if your
Well,
Imperial
yeah.
Fist Dorn is pretty much like that's his armor. So Tyler Miller here again. Mech Boy Workshop is one of his favorite models. That was a really sweet one. That had a lot of little details in there too.
A lot of cute stuff in there.
And then Mr. Inquisitor, I like the Cryptic from the Forge Bane box. The guy that was riding his
surfing,
own
the
cloak.
guy-
He's like
guy that was
surfing
surfing.
his own cloak. I really like the Spirit Seer from the Wake the Dead box. The plastic Eldar Spirit Seer. Like it's just it's a very simple miniature,
Yeah.
but very dynamic in pose and tooled in plastic in a way that resin and metal can't really do. Just kind of with really kind of spindly parts and legs and giving him like a really dynamic pose and motion.
Yeah.
He was a super cool one.
The Haldor Ice Pelt from Tooth and Claw,
Yep.
the Primaris Lieutenant, sadly enough. I'm sorry, he was a Space Wolf battle leader, I believe.
That's just Space Wolf
For
Primaris
Primaris Lieutenant.
Lieutenant.
Well, they're not Codex compliant, so they don't have to use that. They do their own thing. But like his pose was, they're getting really good at dynamic poses, you know.
Yeah.
So, is that an update from Danny?
No, not yet.
Yeah.
We're being ignored. That's fine. What kind of tournament finishes at 10:30 at night? It's crazy.
Well, they had 16 players originally. I'm sorry, they had 18. They had 18 players. 2 of us dropped before the tournament even started.
Yep.
Miller.
I didn't even register, so that's
Well, so there would have been 19 players because John Miller was registered and then dropped because it snowed and he's a sled neck.
oh yeah. You gotta make the most of that.
Yeah, so it does. I don't blame him.
No.
And then you got one guy dropped after round 1, from what I was seeing when I was looking at it, because I was tracking it on the BCP app because I have a subscription for it that I pay for myself. I don't get fancy mob rules, free money for that sort of thing. I actually like it enough. I pay for it. Yeah, I'm the idiot.
That's a really
should buy it.
shitty ad.
I'm sorry. What do you want from me? I told you I could drink about this much and then I would have to stop because I'd still need to drive home tonight. Although your wife is out, so maybe she can come back and give me a ride home later. So,
You probably could.
yeah. But,
Have a designated driver, kids.
well, if I didn't know it was going to be Danny, but I'm glad it is now.
Especially when your friend DeVoe is watching.
Oh, is he signed in?
I don't know. I don't have access to that list.
I'm not drinking and driving tonight, DeVoe, I promise. Please do not go by my house and wait for me with your cop lights on.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just, there was a ton of great models. It's hard to pinpoint one unless you were told you had to. So, John, what's your favorite model of 2018?
Probably my same as my favorite model of 2017 and 2016 and 2015.
The Tactical Space Marine
The
kit?
tactical space. No. The armor gears are really awesome. I don't own any yet because I don't have a need for them. But the way they took especially the Helverians, the way they took the kind of the knight aesthetic and kind of the knight background and turned it up to like 100.
Yeah.
And they have lances for autocannons and like all these like visual things that are very familiarly medieval, but at the same time so still futuristic and high tech and not so like I've seen in kind of other games where they have like, hey, this is our space future knight on his robot horse with his gun lance,
Right.
and it's all very
True.
obvious things like that. With the Helverin, they were able to kind of make it in a way that made sense. And then I really like, I mean, just the whole Knight range right now is, again, it's gone from something where it was one model with two options,
Right.
to now with I face Knights, sometimes I don't know what I'm going to face.
Not counting Forge World, I think you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 options.
Yeah. I mean, I was a little bummed when I built my Valiant, and it had, like, I was like, oh man, this is going to be so much taller than a regular Knight. It's like a baby Warlord. It's so cool. And really, the only thing that's different is the waist part has a little extender. So the little ball joint on the waist is like an inch higher than the
Well,
other
and
one
the
there.
shoulder carapace is slightly different to fit the different plate. But,
That's right.
But so yeah, so there you go.
What's 2019 bringing for us, Dave? Here
Well,
at
for
Mob
us
Rules.
at Mob Rules,
At Mob Rules.
well, if we're gonna start off strong in 2019 with
Which
a,
no.
we're gonna start off slightly
Pull up ye oldie schedule.
stronger. So we've got on the docket, we're actually going to rotate in the old only war campaign.
Yeah, so as I was trying to figure out what was going on with our iTunes feed, I uploaded our Only War campaign from about a year ago.
That I was not part
You
of.
were not part of it. I'm not sure. Well, I think Danny was a part of it. I can't remember if he was or not.
Well,
I don't think he was.
is that the one where Ted was playing the?
No, that was a different one there.
Okay.
But about a year and a half ago, I recorded an Only War campaign with my friends Nate and Hogshead, and we kind of went through that stuff there. It was super fun. I think it's super funny. We uploaded it. It ended up being super popular. But because of bandwidth limitations, randomly uploading a 4-hour RPG encounter kind of kills your monthly upload limit. So I had to take it down. So over the next few weeks on our off weeks, because now that December is gone and December's finished, you'll be glad to know we're going to be going back to every other week at our regular recording schedule. So for 2 weeks from today or yesterday is when our next episode is going to
whatever
drop.
day you're listening to it. Yeah.
But in the off weeks, until I run out of content, I think there'll be about 4 different parts to this. We're going to be releasing the Only War campaign.
And you won't have to hear my voice. So.
I mean, I've already sold it, Dave. You don't need to sell it more.
Sorry.
So yeah, we're going to be releasing the Only War campaign in our off weeks, and then after that, and unless I have more RPG stuff to do, it's going to kind of go back to the every 2 week schedule. As fun as December's been, man,
It was fun.
it was fun.
You know, we had a lot of good stuff to talk about, but until 2019 gets fully ramped and we get the Gene Stealer Codex or Vigilus Part Due, Electric Defiant 2, or a new Abaddon sculpt for me to paint, because I could show off my skills if you send me one, GW.
Yeah.
Anybody at GW who's watching right now?
Sherman here. He said Canis Rex for Knights.
Yep, that was.
Came out. He came with an improved, well, Sherman calls it a cockpit storage briefcase, which I believe everyone else refers to as a lunchbox.
Right.
But
All good night
fed
pilots need a
knight-
lunch.
A fed knight is a accurate knight.
Well, if you're walking on the ground holding your lunchbox, it's not too good. But he took a long time to come out after the Knight Codex.
He did. I think he was leaked. I think was the thing that came around.
No, because they were talking, because the codex, he was in the Codex.
Because the Preceptor chat, or the Preceptor,
Was a Transformer from the 80s.
that too. But the Preceptor came out during the. Oh, Danny's on his way. So I'm sorry, guys. It's going to continue.
No.
The Preceptor was first previewed with the Imperial Knight Codex run up. And you're right. I think it was like 4 or 5 months until it finally came out.
Because he benefits Armigers, so it made sense. And then they just waited. I mean,
He's really good with Armigers. Like that Preceptor.
No, he really is.
Is super, super
The
good.
Armiger mentor. Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Inquisitor, spoiling where I was trying to naturally head for.
Okay.
The retooling of White Dwarf in January.
So excited for that.
I
I wish we got it at the same time as other people instead of a week later.
Right, which I had a White Dwarf subscription for a couple of years, but the thing is, I would receive, because we are up in the wonderful frozen north of Alaska.
It's not continental.
I received my White Dwarf around 3 weeks late every time. So
Yeah, I was always enjoying it after going to the store and buying it.
So yeah, I don't subscribe anymore, but I will be buying the one in January here. We see the return of Index Astartes.
Yeah.
Which includes kind of some background stories and rules for the the Crimson Fists, which have kind of leaked already, and man, they look really good actually.
They, you know what?
Bonuses against
They
shooting
really do.
against our units with more models than them, and like Last Stand stuff. There's really good narrative things in there.
A lot of fluffy stuff that takes me back to Rin's World. You know.
Well, you're gonna have to with these rules, because you're gonna it screams to go in there like that little narrative scenario of kind of having your last stand of your trench full of Primaris lieutenants, getting ready to kind of go.
So one of the things that was pointed out was for this Index Astartes thing in White Dwarf was that they're, you know, they're not Primaris. They're Terminators in the improved art.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which I thought they were aggressors first looking at them.
Right.
But no, they're actually Terminators.
But we're looking at this at kind of the historical capacity of Rin's World. And then they wouldn't be Primaris, because Primaris didn't exist. Or did they? Because the Rift kind of screws things up.
I mean, yes/no. Not really.
/ maybe.
Yeah. It's just, you know, the iconic Rin's World battle, you know.
It does seem to be like a set of rules to not necessarily field like what your average Crimson Fist force looks like.
Right.
But it seems to be like a set of rules to find out how to recreate the battle on Rin's World.
While still also getting better.
Well, yeah. Well, still also getting significantly better than their codex.
I like the Indominus Crusade now even more because getting to have actual real chapter tactics and relics for all of these chapters that hopefully they will do. What, it's 8 of them, right?
I think so, yeah. There's going to be a fair few.
Well, because you've got not including any of the Forge World made up ones, like Brass Scorpions,
Minotaurs, Red Scorpions,
Minotaurs, and Carcadons.
Space Sharks.
Thanks for letting me feel good about the fact that I remember them.
We were corrected by one of our listeners before that they were very influenced by Maori culture, which makes me like actually more interested in them.
They weren't in the very beginning. They really weren't.
But Necrons didn't used to be Space Tomb Kings, but now they are.
Yeah,
and they're way more interesting.
They really
because
did.
Of it.
They really. If you got the free Necron in the White Dwarf, you know that they were 100% influenced by that. But they're more influenced now, obviously.
Yeah. Rather, when I got the free metal Necron in the White Dwarf of the guy, what was it? That was the pose, right? No, it was like something crazy, like the monopose guy, where it's like his gun stock was in his side and his arm was at a weird angle done like that.
No, I'm fairly certain he was just in the White Dwarf one.
We'll have to see. Was it the metal free one or the plastic free one?
Metal free one.
Huh. Who knows? Now it's your turn to look stuff up.
Yeah, well,
I continue to talk. But I also like the White Dwarf now is going to be split up into multiple different sections. So you're going to have your Age of Sigmar section, your 40k section, Specialist Game section. Even though there's obviously people out there who play through all the systems, something about kind of compartmentalizing it like that is like super good for me. Like if I'm in a 40k mood and I'm sitting reading about my new Crimson Fist chapter tactics, and I turn the page and all of a sudden it's a Gloomspire Grots, I pull out of it a little bit, you know?
Yeah, until you realize that it's Gloomspire Grots, which look amazing.
They do look amazing. That's more for Crunk Knight stuff, but
yeah,
I think it's going to do well. They're doing well in this way of kind of
you are correct.
Retooling. I'm sorry, what was that?
I said you are correct, sir.
I can't quite
He was the guy.
Yeah.
And let's see.
Google free Necron with White Dwarf. Yeah, airdrop.
Is that how it works? I don't know how this fandangled technology works.
You can hold your phone up to the camera.
Yeah, if you actually go to Reddit and search old Necron Warrior, it'll pull it up. That's a Reddit post.
Yeah, and it's a very awkward model.
He looks like, honestly, he looks like the old Blood Bowl orcs holding some Gauss rifle.
It's like someone designed the Terminator, and then someone from GW Legal was like, "Holy shit, man! Why did you just design the Terminator? Change it up a little."
Arnold's gonna sue somebody,
And they did.
yeah.
I'm super excited for 2019. I'm excited to see how Sisters of Battle ends up.
Look, Sisters of Battle is not coming till fall or later.
I'm still excited to see.
There's so
how
much
it
more
comes.
good stuff in between now and then.
I'm excited to see. I mean, I would love new Chaos models. I know I said earlier, temper your expectations, but I'm not going to be super upset if there's a new not a new Abaddon model. But if there's a new one, I think it'll be super cool.
Look, you can't bring Abaddon in this storyline, release Harkin World Claimer, and not also release Abaddon without having a riot at Warhammer World.
I really want to see the mock-up picture they do of Abaddon beside Harkin World Claimer on the battlefield, where Harkin is like twice the bulk and size of Abaddon and Terminator armor because they didn't update the model. It's going to be a good year, I think. And we said this last year as well when we kind of did our year in review.
I mean, we couldn't have, because we were still doing a podcast. We couldn't have said it's going to be a good year.
Well,
I mean,
us aside,
right.
Our random bullshit aside, we said 2018 was going to be a really good year for Warhammer, and it really was.
It was a good year for hobbyists who play with tiny plastic men.
It was. 2019 is going to be even better. Warhammer animated series coming. Brought to you by fan people or people who made a fan movie.
The fan movie was amazing.
The GW was like, "Hey, that's really good. You want to do another one?" You know.
Right. So they handed him the Ultramarine script, and the guy walked right away. So
the other plan for tonight was for us to do a kind of a live watch commentary.
We were going to do an Ultramarine drinking game
of the Ultramarine movie. Two things happened. One, several copyright strikes in our last video on at least 5 seconds of sound. It really hurt. So I decided not to include any Ultramarine stuff. And then two, it's just not that interesting a movie.
It is when you're playing a drinking game with friends.
It is. And seeing us get steadily drunker would have been fun for you guys.
Every time they say brother, drink. Every time they walk someplace, drink. Anytime a land speeder that sounds like a pod racer, drink.
The land speeder sounds like a dirt bike. I think that's my major issue with it, is just that it's...
that's your major issue with it.
It sounds like a dirt bike.
It's not that it starts off with Imperial Fists being butchered.
I mean, that's how it's supposed to be. That's par for the course at this point here.
Yeah. At least one was still alive.
Right. And yeah, it just... We've done a previous episode talking about the Ultramarine movie. Myself, Ted, and I believe Andy McDermott talked about it.
Now, don't get me wrong. I actually really like it. But then I didn't watch it until after I was told by Andy that you guys were going to be doing a review of it.
Right.
Because I'd never seen it. So when I watched it, I was like, okay, I can see all the technology in here. It's not great, but it's not bad either. It's not bad for a first try.
It's the technology that gets worse over time.
Yeah.
Is my issue, because like the Demon Prince, spoilers, the Demon Prince towards the end gets...
Everybody has seen the Ultramarine movie at least once.
Gets worse. I mean, you should definitely watch it as a Warhammer 40,000 fan to kind of see. There's some neat CG, but honestly, it's now...
Wasn't it written by Abnett?
It was written by Dan Abnett.
I mean, he'll tell you he didn't write it if you ask him.
I feel
but
that it was written by Dan Abnett with several constraints placed on him, where he was like, okay, you're going to write a story about a squad of Ultramarines that have no transport. We need to include a vehicle that they cannot ride in because we can't afford to do an interior of another vehicle. Also, they can never change out of their armor because we don't have the budget for more than one costume. Also, the bad guys must be chaos, but you can only have 2 character renders, one of which must be a Demon Prince. Oh, and by the way, we spent 80% of the budget on the voice actors.
So, I mean, what's the premise to start with? What am I writing with? Well, you can spend as much money as you want on the Imperial Fists that are dead, because we believe in that. But
yeah. I think more CG computing power went into the dead Imperial Fists than
that's where it started. You know, it was one of those things where it was like, man, those Imperial Fists really look dead. Really sold here.
But
I
think suck. Kind of like looking at it now, I mean, and we were looking at it, like it came out the same year Inception did. because we were looking at it through the lens of.
Did it?
Yeah, we were looking at it through the lens of okay, it's an older movie. Computer graphics weren't great back then. They didn't have a lot of options. It was 2010. Like
No,
yeah,
that can't really.
yeah. But now it's my turn to look some stuff.
We could
up
just
here.
let the people in the chat look stuff up for us. They're already on the internet right now, John.
Was it Tyler? Was it better or worse than the '90s Inquisitor movie? Ooh, that's. I mean, I love schlocky movies. That's like my thing.
Yeah.
I was just bored by Ultramarine more than anything else.
Didn't
here.
you try to watch it with Amanda and she was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I'm leaving you.
Yeah, our friend DeVoe here, Demon Prince with itty bitty legs. Yeah, it's like they ran out of animation budget by the end.
We don't have enough for the legs. Just give them sticks.
Just do the upper half here. Especially when game cutscenes now, like the Eternal War cutscenes look better. Yeah, 2010 is when the Ultramarine movie was released.
Yeah, but when did it actually start?
2010.
No, when did they actually start making it?
Well, based on their rendering and production values,
1988.
2010. Yeah. And then just going to give you some kind of clue, other stuff that came out at the same time. Let me see here. 2010 movies.
Yeah, this is entertaining.
I thought so. So yeah, Inception came out that year. How to Train Your Dragon, which was a kids movie with better animation.
Yeah, with a much larger budget.
That's fair. What about Tron? Came out that year. Yeah, I mean, I know that's a huge budget
Tron
comparatively.
wasn't that good though.
But visually, Tron was stunning. And
Yeah.
shut your fucking face, sir.
Look, dude.
That was an amazing movie.
I mean,
Mr. Inquisitor wants to know why the Ultramarines look like they're in their 90s.
like they're in their 90s.
Yeah, it's way
Because Space Marines
cheaper,
live forever.
cheaper and easier to animate wrinkles than smooth, realistic flesh.
Yeah.
That would be my guess on that one. And there's a scene, I think the scene that bugs me the most in the movie. And like I said, I appreciate it. I mean, the voice acting is really solid on it. The talent they have improved. There is good things there. The prequel comic is surprisingly very good because I got the collector's edition. But there's
I
a
was going to
scene-
say you won't know that unless you have the collector's edition. So
there's a scene where they're sparring in full armor, and then it instantly cuts to another scene where they're getting their armor put on. And that part.
well, that was sparring armor, John. You don't wear battle armor into battle. To spar with. That's just a waste.
It was the same. It was the same armor. I said the only bad thing. I just don't think they had the budget. I'm sorry, the inward burps. I don't think they had the budget to kind of change out of the character models, right? So if they were sparring, like for me, it would be way better. They're sparring in robes, and then they get changed into their armor, and they talk about how their armor is sacred and stuff like that.
Well, if you've listened to any of the audiobooks for the Horus Heresy or read them even, I mean, they do spar out of armor. So maybe that's something they took from that and learned.
I just don't think they have the budget.
Yeah. So 2019, going to start off with Gene Stealer cults, unless you're
G-Stealer cults.
unless you're a fan of Age of Sigmar. in which
Crimson
case
Fists, Gloomspire Grots, who I'm sure many Orc players are already looking at converting into. I know I want to put a bunch of the fungus swinging squigs onto my Gargantuan Squiggoth, like they're hanging off of it, being pulled by the skin.
I mean, I don't see why you would. You never use your Gargantuan Squiggoth anyway.
It's my favorite.
Even when you
model.
have a chance to use it, you don't use it.
It's my favorite model of all time because it's gorgeous. So Sisters Battle coming next year, and I think Gene Stealer Cult marks the last codex that is
Not
quote-unquote
Sisters of Battle.
due
Yeah.
from the index.
Well, by default, it's late. According to them and their own announcement, by the end of 2018, all codexes will be released.
Well, I'm sure it's up for pre-order on the 31st.
It would have to have been gone up for pre-order today.
Yeah.
So.
Well. I mean, it was a quality joke, but if you want to ruin it with over-explaining, then that's fine. Then after that, where do you see them going? Do we see?
I literally have no clue.
Because usually they just start doing it again. They either do it like a new edition or like a campaign supplement. I know we're going to see like a Vigilus Defiant 2 in, I think, February sometime.
I feel like 8th edition 1.0 has got another 2 good years in it before they have to start making changes.
Well, I think the way they're making changes right now is good.
Right. I'm just saying before they have to go, whoops, well, we got to start over, like they did.
Oh, yeah, where they're like, yeah, fuck everything. Yeah, scrap the whole thing. It doesn't work. Hear Heresy have a game system.
So, my wishes for 2019, just wishes,
Okay, wish. Oh, I like this. Wishes.
are I want to see another Primarch. At this point, I don't even care who it is, but it's been over almost 2 years now since we've had a Primarch. Mm-hmm. We're due one.
See, we're due one. You sound like a fucking. Sparky
I'm
Bits reader
sorry.
right now.
I just feel like we're due one. You know, because there are a lot of different chapters. that
Dear
have-
Games Workshop, it
I
has
am an
been
aspiring
2
overlord,
years
sir.
since a Primarch.
There are Primarchs that they could be doing that would add. They could add to a story arc, right?
Oh. Comments here, DeVoe, the problem all Forge World model owners face, not playing with the models. That's sadly true. Tyler Miller again here. I wish they still sold the Gargantuan Squiggoth. Forge World told me the mold was broken and there's no they're trying to see if they can fix it, but they don't know when, which makes me incredibly sad because man, that model. I have one. If you want to buy it for like £1,000.
Oh, it's gone up in value then?
Yeah,
because
yeah,
the mold
always.
is broke.
What up, Danny?
Hey,
Come on in.
how's it going?
It's bright and shiny in here.
It is bright and shiny in here. Welcome, Danny.
So we have Danny enjoyed talking about our year in review for 2019.
Oh, yeah?
That is a beautifully designed shirt, Danny. Can I just say that?
Doesn't it
It's
all?
in no way ripped off of this
Any of these other things.
any of this other pro wrestling logo right here.
We've got the live stream going, Danny. We've got people actually interacting with us. We
No
can't
way.
believe it.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I was expecting like my mom to be disappointed in me.
Let's be honest,
A
yes.
lot of that's still
You
true.
were it was like you were expecting my mom to be disappointed in you, actually.
It's all kind of fun technology where we don't have headphones because that board is really low to make this work here. So we're just looking at the
okay.
little green bar there.
And by that we mean we're not paying any attention to it at all, and just looking at John's looking at the chat every once in a while to go,
Yeah.
"Oops."
Oh, are people listening to me?
Yeah.
I mean, kind
Hopefully.
of.
But yeah, but you're telling people to. So yeah, I'm sorry. Finish up.
We're
before
not
we,
using that
yeah.
for anything.
Is it propping up this?
Yeah, that's yours.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I mean, you won that for winning a tournament today.
Yeah, you were randomly selected from our prize drawing to get this Martis Calgar.
Yeah. What an awesome model.
So, 2019, wishes for me. I would really like to see them bring back another Primarch. I don't care which one, Chaos or Imperium. I feel like it just, and I said it and John mocked me, I feel like we're due for another major character to come back in the storyline. Oh, God, he's getting the Four Loko now that you're here.
Yeah, I need that so bad,
I
dude.
bet you do. I need John to come back because I have to pee so bad. And
Oh, okay.
I don't want to leave you alone on camera by yourself. Just so,
Twiddling his fingers.
it's just Danny's sitting quietly, unable. That's not the one I want.
Oh, man, that is the one I want.
All right.
Fuck. Oh, screwdriver.
All right, Dave. You can go potty now.
All right. Don't tell Danny about this one though.
Okay.
Make sure he can't see the label.
This.
So he's fooled like his
So I
wife
sent
was.
my wonderful wife out to buy us 4 locos. Oh, Sherman here. No sweat bands after the win.
Oh, yeah, I know. I wasn't taking this too seriously today.
drenched.
So, but like, I probably needed one because I was drenched.
You were drawn. Devote Danny had to touch the beaver. And then Vicky here with we were talking about the Ultramarine movie and how we just couldn't do it.
It's
And
so
how
bad.
It's boring. And the graphics weren't great. And then we have someone here saying the Dawn of War opening cinematic that looks almost better. When was that? When was Dawn of War released, Danny? I think that was
2005?
something like that.
2004?
Because Ultramarine we were talking about came out 2010.
Yeah, and I don't know that the graphics were better.
The same
in
years
that.
in Session Wall, I think they just spent 80% of their budget on like voice actors,
Okay, that's fair.
which
That's
you
fair.
know, which is fine. And they're going to do it better again next time when they do the Bangle styled.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited about that.
Animated series coming out.
Yeah.
Super excited. But yeah, Danny, we were talking as well. We just saw in the Best Coast Pairings app our little boy Lee.
Dude, I'm so proud of him right
Little
now.
boy Lee came in second with Tao.
Yeah, dude. 9 broadsides.
Ooh, that was so yeah. Because I didn't see his lister on BCP because there's some
Okay.
weird thing uploading it with the new ETC format there.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, like what 9 broadsides, 38 drones.
Yeah,
or
something.
like
It was
that?
so many drones. Like his little display board that he brought was like it was all like broadsides, and then there was so they went all the way across. Like I think it's like a 24-inch board, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like 24 inches of broadsides. So I mean that's an accurate like a measurement of how many broadsides you have is a like a unit of like actual measurement, like physical measurement.
Yeah.
So it's like 1 foot of broadsides. That's okay. 2 feet of broadsides though, legit. And then he's got like, and then there's that, and then there's 2 ranks of drones that go all the way across, and then the rest is just fire warriors. So
See, now he's tasted the price support though.
yeah,
he's had his
he had
the
that
first day,
sweet $50 of store credit.
and all he had to do was buy $800 of drones.
Hilarious.
Oh, but that was super good. So yeah, no, I sent my wonderful wife out when she was at the store, and she was like, "Do you need any beer?" I'm like, "Yeah, pick up some Four Loko too." By the way, my wife's 8 months pregnant. I sent her into a store to buy Four Loko.
You know, I bet that's not too
I don't think
odd
that's
for
an-
people buying Four
I don't
Loko,
think
like
that's an
someone
uncommon
who's
sight,
pregnant.
sadly. But she returned with 2 Four Lokos and the Jews. Because this is not actually Four Loko. It's a Jew's screwdriver.
Ooh,
But it looks similar, so she got it.
Yeah.
I don't think I should. Can I see the ingredients on the juice screwdriver?
Yeah.
If it has caffeine, I want it. But if it doesn't, then I don't.
Well, it's all random. I know you're looking.
Oh no, we're gonna have to roll off
have
for
to
it.
roll off for it.
Shit. Oh yeah, they don't list ingredients on here. Just a warning saying don't drink this if you're pregnant. And
I think it actually
if
says
you
don't
can-
drink this if you don't drink
if you
this
can
at all.
see this right here, they actually somebody has written
5
in
out of 6.
Sharpie. Oh, that's the number we're gonna dice off for. Well, I've spoiled everything.
Yeah.
I thought that somebody
Oh,
was
Danny,
just
way to ruin it.
writing on it like that was the expiration date,
All right.
and it's like
I'm back.
7 months out of date.
My bladder is refreshed. So
I feel you, dude.
while John's digging for dice, which shouldn't be that hard in this house, what was your favorite model of 2018? Let's give them that. Unless you've already answered that while I was peeing, because I think I fell asleep
No.
for a little while on the toilet.
No, yeah.
Favorite model of 2018.
Just so you know, I said Aberrant with a stop sign,
Ooh, that's a good model.
followed by Geller Poxling with a pirate sword.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great one, by the way. That was a good choice.
I mean,
Solid.
John tried to weasel completely out of it. So
Because I got confused about what was released this year because so much shit came out this year.
he was like, my favorite model was the Plague Burst Crawler. And I was like, that was 2017. Try
Okay.
again.
I know what mine is already.
Okay. What do you got?
The Reikenor the Grimhaler model from the Night Haunts. He's the guy on the steed that has wings with the
Right.
scythe.
Yeah.
He is an amazing model.
Isn't he a push fit one as well?
Yeah, he's for some reason he's a push fit model. He's like so dynamic, so like the way that they're able to do some of these layered models now, especially with the Night Haunts, they really showed off what they could do with that stuff,
Yeah,
and
right.
that stuff is amazing.
Shit, if we're pulling an Age of Sigmar than the Queen Lady, the
I mean-
Autar, the Martarch of Grief.
I
Oh
mean-
yeah, she's great.
I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Do I need to say 40K
weren't
model?
going. We weren't going because if I've got an Age of Sigmar that's 2018, it's the Eidolon of Mathline,
Oh, that one's really good too, for sure. That's a great model.
followed by
It's a
any of
great-
the fishies.
The Eidolon and Mathline
Well,
is
the
a
turtle.
great $80 model.
The turtle's amazing too.
Yeah.
80.
Yeah, I'm saying the Eidolon and Mathline would be a really good $80 model.
Yeah.
But all right.
God, I'm trying to think 40K models though. All right, let me think about this. I'm
Yeah,
going to get
roll.
back to you.
Roll,
All right.
roll. So Danny is rolling for his Four Loko.
Yeah.
Hey, he gets the juice.
Does it have the caffeine that you need in it?
Who knows?
It says warning contains alcohol.
Yeah, all it is warning. Don't drink
I'll
this if
take-
you're pregnant.
I will take the fall on the
So-
last one. You roll off. You roll for it.
Oh, I get the exploding Four Loko.
So this
So
says.
you have the
Four
Four
Loko
Loko
Black.
Black.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Does it also have the caffeine in it that I need?
it's slightly thicker and longer.
You got me the bigger blacker Four Loko.
You tap it. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Ooh, I wonder if I should have shaken this up.
So we started off this debacle by opening up a box from Tim that he was like, "You should do an unboxing." So we assumed we assumed it was Four Loko, to be honest, because it's Tim.
Tim was like, "Hey, you should do an unboxing," and I'm like, "Okay, I'll just open it in the live stream." And it was just a bunch of random Canada shit from that baby.
That is bad. That is not. Oh,
pretty good.
I've never had the black before. That is
Oh,
not
this
good.
is really good. I like the fruit punch.
See, I would have. That would be my choice of all four, like that, and I like the peach too, actually, quite well.
I should get new graphics for our Four Loko review.
That is not black. That is like
That is straight green.
No, that is like neon. It's worse than Mountain Dew.
Are you pouring it in a glass?
I feel like I feel like our audience might need to see what this looks like, because I feel like
okay.
Four Loko might have lied to me by saying that they were creating a fancy beverage that was, holy shit, how much is in this fucking can?
Yeah, dude, drink up.
It's like the secrets of the ooze came out.
It looks like an appletini.
If I develop
Like the
if I
worst
develop
appletini
ninja
you've ever
skills,
It's so green.
Jesus.
Oh.
Thanks, Amanda.
Good choice.
Oh,
I'm bummed that she didn't get gold again though, because that's
feel like I could use
She
this-
was like, which ones? And I'm like, random. And she was like, what do they like? And I'm like, none of them.
God.
Just pick 3.
somebody call my wife to come get me. I'm gonna be dead after this.
I have couches and foodons. We're all safe and legal.
No, I'm literally just gonna be dead. So tell her to bring the defibs and some other stuff. You know how long?
You guys shouldn't have defibs. Tyler, Lady Colander. I'm like, yeah, that's right. So I
Yeah.
think it's Olander, but I
Olander.
prefer Colander.
Oh yeah,
Because it matches
Colander.
what she has on her head. So hey, Danny, tell us about
Holy
your...
shit, that is not good.
Just keep drinking it, dude.
No, it ain't gonna get any better.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. That's why you need to drink it faster.
Holy
Yeah, tell us about your tournament day, Danny.
All
shit. Let me try the juice.
Yeah, no problem. All right. So, game one, I ended up playing against.
That's actually really good.
It's not bad. It's a little bit strong.
Oh.
but
Here, have yourself a taste of that, sir.
I'm good.
No. I can honestly say I've never seen the
Cheers.
black at this table before, and I don't think it'll ever make its appearance.
Oh my god, dude! It smells like a strip club. Jesus Christ! It smells bad. It smells like. Oh.
It smells like it tastes, Danny.
No.
I like Tyler Miller.
I can't put my finger. Strip club is probably about it. Yeah,
This
that's
is pretty much the origin story of the Toxic Avenger. So is that it looks like Shrek's piss. And then Dave likes his crappy booze like he likes his man light and tepid. And then DeVoe's trying to remind you of your younger days of Mad Dog 2020.
that was a fine white wine.
You know what? This is reminiscent of the orange Mad Dog 2020.
We really need to do a Fort Loko review show. Just,
No, we'll save that for our Fort Loko.
Why does yours
specific
look so
podcast.
tasty? Why does this look so tasty and delicious?
This looks like cherry 7
This
Up.
just looks.
It's thick. Yeah, it's like opaque. You can't even see the symbol on the other
let me
side,
see
man.
here. All right, I'm going to take one for the team. There you go, Dave.
Oh no, I'm gonna drink that. That's mine. I want to taste yours, but I'm drinking that one.
Oh, for real? This is lime flavored, by the way, is what I'm getting.
I am not getting that. I am getting like ass flavored.
I'm with Danny.
Dave knows. Dave
I had a
eats
lot of ass.
ass.
There's a lot of people in the chat right now that contest to that. I'm sure.
Really?
Well, at least Devo.
Thanks for our Four Loko inspired break. What is, Danny, if you want to transfer to a glass, there's one right over there for you if you want.
Sure.
That way we can continue the...
It's like drinking pine tree sap.
Oh, dude, help yourself.
knock yourself out. People, there's nothing people love more than being on stream eating food. So
Girls in vests is apparently how you meant to stream, which Amanda had to go to work. Otherwise, I had a chair set up in the corner. She's going to be sitting there disinterested playing on her phone, and we would have been like number 2 on Twitch.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah.
well, it's good. We weren't streaming on Twitch, so
Oh, damn, yeah, we're just doing YouTube. Like, suckers. Right, Daddy's like... I think...
I mean, Danny's looks like I expected to
This
look when you
looks
say
like an
screwdriver.
unhealthy pee.
This is like a
Like
stoplight.
I'm real
No,
dehydrated.
No, sir.
It's a
This looks
stoplight.
like an unhealthy pee.
It's a stoplight of drinks.
This
Look how
this
much I've
looks
already
like the
drank.
kind of shit that they would be.
Yes, Mr. DeVoe, my beard is the strongest.
That's harsh, man.
It's harsh, but
No,
fair.
it's not.
Yeah, I'll give it.
Yeah, yeah. It's
I'll give
because
it
of all
to
the
you.
gray in there.
Yeah, it's
My old
your
man
iron beard. Like
I paid
looks.
the iron price.
Iron in, iron within, iron without. That's right.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right, so round one at your tournament today. Now that we're all four locoed up and we can start the podcast proper.
Whatever you do, do not light that lighter. I feel like I will shoot fire right at you if you do. No, the lighter that's underneath.
Why
the
is this burned? What were you guys doing before I got here?
Maybe you should have won faster if you wanted to know what's happening before you were
preparing
here.
for you.
It was hard, man.
We were preparing for you.
So first round I played against James Kempner. He had a Tyranid list and also Gene Stealer cults. He had kind of a big bug in cover list, which was tough for me. So I had like a horde orc army, and he had 3 DAC effexes, so 24 shots apiece. 1 Tyrannifex with Fleshborer Hives, which are 20 shots twice, and then also an Exocrine, which is 12 shots.
Oh man, just what a large model army with a shitty armor save needs.
Not
Crap
to
loads of
mention
shots.
2 DAC flyers.
I'm gonna sound weird here. How did you win?
So, I went first, and I killed 1 Hive Tyrant, Flyrant, like right on the first turn with the Ludas. And then I took a Carnifex down to 2 wounds and the Tyrannifex down to 5 wounds. So, like, I felt like that was pretty good right off the bat.
Yeah.
And then, let's see.
Well, that is frosty on my legs.
That is a brisk win.
Yes,
Good. It
yeah.
makes me feel good.
Yeah,
I've been hot all day.
you're hot every day, Danny.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I'll give myself that one.
So we have
So will my
hundreds
mom,
of models
apparently.
with shitty armor saves,
Right.
against hundreds of shots with shitty ballistic skill.
Right. So I've deployed a unit of 2 units of boys on the table, right? And I hid them in buildings. And then turn 2, I jumped one of them out to advanced and assaulted. Also, jumped 1 unit, brought another unit in from teleport strike, and put the unit of 20 and 2 units of commandos out. So turn 2, I literally pounced on his entire army with 140 boys or something like that. And it was like, okay, deal with this. Nope, you can't. All right, you're dead.
Meanwhile,
It was good.
I showed up there because I wanted to give you the stuff that I had for you, and it looked
Thank
like you
you.
were
Thank
having
you,
a
by the way.
good time.
Yeah.
It was a fun game.
I handed a bunch of Dave Sucks stickers to people.
I put one on my dice box.
I know, I really appreciate that.
So that way people know
Yeah.
that Dave sucks.
My favorite part about that was you were like, "Dude, this is really hard to take off. I have I have man fingers. How do I peel the backing off this?" And I was like,
It was a good quality backing on there.
It was.
"It was." So I had the same problem you did when I put one on my new tray to take to LVO.
Man,
I gave one to Lee.
That's just regular beer. I'm just
I gave one to our boy Lee, sweet baby Lee,
Yeah.
and he peeled it off like that. I was like,
Oh, sweet Lee.
"Whoa, what's up, baby fingers?" Me and Danny, it took us like an hour apiece.
McGee.
I'm like trying to, yeah.
Why doesn't this have a easy peel backing? I was like, I don't know. He's like, thanks to sticker peel swap.
Hey, DeVoe is asking right now, what was your list today? Because I know, yeah. We looked at it through Best Coast Pairings.
Right,
but-
and you can look at it any time through Best Coast Parents, as long as you have a subscription. So,
That's what we call product placement, Danny.
yeah, thanks. You're welcome. So I had an Evil Sons Battalion with Zadsark the Rippa and a War Boss on Warbike with the Killiclaw and Brutal But Cunning. So the 4 damage War Boss.
Oh, man, that's such a good
He's so
combo.
good. Then a unit of 14 commandos with 2 Burnos and a Power Claw. A unit of 10 commandos with 2 Burnos and a Power Claw. A unit of Choppa Boys, so 28 of them with a big Choppa. And then 2 units of 28 Shooter Boys with a Power Claw. And then I had a mixed battalion, 2 Weird Boys that were Evil Sons and 30 Bad Moons Grots. And then I had a Bad Moons, another battalion, a Bad Moons battalion with a Big Mech with Custom Force Field, a Big Mech with Shock Attack Gun, 3 units of 10 Grots, and 14 Ludas and 10 Ludas.
All right. So I'm guessing that you mob up the Ludus pretty quickly.
Yep. On first turn.
Right, and then
Like an
they
asshole.
can throw out a bunch of shots.
Like, yes,
So
they can.
what was the thing? Why do you choose? And I think I've asked you this before, because for me, when I'm going for mobs of boys, I always go for chop of boys.
Sure.
Why do you go for shoot of boys? Because it seems to be like the one you go for between the two.
So pretty much you're going to be advancing with the boys every turn, like I find. And Evil Sons ignore the penalty for advancing and shooting assault weapons. So I get the normal advance and shoot with like almost 60 shots that I just get to add on to whatever. And they only lose one attack because there's still 3 attacks a model when you have 20 of them. So
you're still getting the thinking behind it, or the thought behind it is that you get a crap load of bonus shots because you're not going to be in combat those turns anyway, maybe.
yeah, exactly.
So it's just kind of a little bit of free extra stuff.
Yep, exactly.
All right.
And it makes it more versatile.
Yeah.
So you won round 1 against James, who was a solid opponent.
Oh, yeah, he's a great guy.
You guys, I mean, I caught the tail end of your game. It looked like you guys were having fun, even though, actually, it looked like you had a chance to lose. But your final score didn't actually show that.
No, because I tabled him.
Right. No, I'm serious. Like
I mean, I love that about 40K. Like, Danny, you were almost losing. Like, yeah, but then I tabled it.
Right.
That's an acceptable outcome to a game.
no, and that was part of the discussion afterwards. Was Danny said it's like I had to table. I realized I had to table him, otherwise I was going to lose.
Right, just because of time.
Yeah.
So I tabled him on turn 4.
Oh, wow.
So
That's like drinking Pine Sol. It's not good.
it's Simple Green, actually. It's the
Mountain
same
Fresh.
stuff. They've just rebranded it and carbonated it.
That's why I don't have cleaner on this table right now, so in case you confused it.
I probably would. And then round 2, you played our boy Taylor.
I did.
Yeah,
a member of our-
on team action.
So Taylor was playing a real similar list to my Harlequin list that I took to Battlezone Ursa.
Right.
Oh, so you already kind of knew.
I already
all of
know
that.
like kind of how that list works. He's actually even using my Talos. So he had a unit of 3 Harlequin bikers, 2 units of 4 Harlequin bikers, all with Haywire, which doesn't do anything special to me. A Troop Master, and then he has Urian Rackhearth and another Homunculus
Right.
with 3 units of 5 Racks and 6 Talos. And then he's got Ulthway Battalion with Eldrad, a Warlock on Jet Bike.
New Eldrad or old Eldrad? Model wise.
Oh, New Eldrad. New Eldrad.
Such a good model.
He's like that would be my pick always because I love that model so
Yeah,
much.
but that was 2017, man.
It was. No, I think it's 2016.
Yeah, it was.
Plastic Eldrad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because he
Came
came on
with-
the Death Watch
Because it
box.
was Death Watch over. No, not Death Watch Overkill, but just Death Watch.
Death Mask.
Death
right?
Death Mask. That's what it was.
That was 2016 because that is migrated
Cool.
down into my crawl space, unbuilt.
You're not able to just hide your pile of shame in the crawl space.
My pile of shame is sizable.
At least something is.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Keep drinking that drink, Dave.
Yeah.
Why are you trying
Man,
to kill me?
this fruit
Cheers.
punch is so refreshing. Cheers.
Everybody drink up. That means you, listeners, watchers.
Unless you're in the UK, in which case it's 7 in the morning for you guys right now, and you're already far drunk.
to drink up.
You're far too drunk
God.
already.
So since I knew how his list worked,
Right.
it was pretty easy for me to dismantle what he had.
Because I mean, it's mainly focused on, remember, like a bunch of buffs from characters and other things, kind of doing certain things at certain times,
And minuses to hit.
and minuses to hit. So if
Which
you
the orcs are like, yeah, we don't care about that shit.
yeah. Man, I fucking hate orcs.
And then
How do you feel about orcs on a Squiggoth, though? Like a gigantic Squiggoth.
Like the Italian
like a
chef
fun-
face, like
so that was my second round, which was a bummer. And he got a lot of points too out of it, which was great.
yeah.
I was like
And he got-
1739, I think.
I think he was 19.
17.
No, okay.
I looked because I was like, who the hell did Danny play? And it was Taylor.
Yeah, which is too bad because Taylor's a teammate. So, and we were going into there.
Right.
He was in first place, and I was in second place after the first round.
Yeah, because he tabled his opponent first round, like hard.
Yeah, he got 39 points, which is pretty darn good.
Yeah.
So then I played probably the hardest game. I played Rob Porter. Rob Porter's like well ranked, one of the top Adeptus Mechanicus players in the world.
Rob Porter is another player who's like you.
So we
Sure.
In,
Yeah, I
in
agree
terms
with
of
that.
playing the game.
Yeah.
The difference is that, and Rob, if you ever listen to this,
Oh man.
I will tell you, I love you to death, man. But
I mean,
Danny is a math hammer guy of his own volition. You're kind of a copy paste guy.
Whoa, man. I disagree with that.
I disagree entirely.
I don't. I feel like he has a team. He's part of Mugu Legion, which is one of the top teams in
They are.
the
They're
HFC.
top 5, I think, right?
Yeah.
I think
They're a
fourth.
very top team. However, he's got he copies and pastes what works.
His list was super unique today.
So
Was
I
it?
feel
Because
Porter's
traditionally it hasn't
I
been.
feel Porter's lists. He comes up with very unique lists that might be brain hammered together within his team, which is one of the reasons you.
Which
join
is
a team.
exactly what happens. I know that that happens.
Right? Because we do it in our group too, and that's the reason you form a team. But I feel that he gets this version of a unique list, and then he just runs it. And because he's a top ranked Mechanicus guy, other people start to run it. So I don't feel that Rob copies other people's. I feel other people take from Rob's lists.
All right.
Because before, like, I try to keep up on kind of what's happening competitively and what's good builds. I had never heard of 60 Electro Priests and Drills before.
It was really good.
God, I
And
want
it's-
drills so
it's
bad.
a really good combo, and I hear about it more now. But before Rob was running it, I didn't do it. Like I said, I think it's one of these unique times or unique people where he's the genesis of the idea. And it's generally his idea is, how do I make Mechanicus work?
I'd seen it before,
Yeah.
actually, but it was
Jesus
it was
Christ, Daddy. It's a juice.
Yeah, I'm thirsty.
I could swap with you if you want. Trade you
No,
glasses.
he's not that thirsty.
Yeah, not
I'd,
for that.
I'd seen it before with the drills, but it was in the Honest Wargamer Discord stuff where they were discussing it.
But like I said, I feel like I've seen people who now list. I've been a person who just now lists.
Now I believe fully that Rob is one of those guys that can utilize the tools that he's given to the best of his ability. So I feel like if you got a list and you just gave it to Rob and said run this, he would be able to run it to a high standard in tournament play.
After he's
But-
told you to go fuck yourself.
Why did he tell me to go fuck himself?
No, you'd be like, hey, run this. Be like, go fuck yourself.
Not me. Like people he actually liked.
He
after
scratches
this.
his little
Yeah.
head while you'd be like, go fuck yourself. Then he
I
scratches
would-
his little head. And then be like, all right, fine, whatever. That's how he would respond, I feel.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But no, I like, he's generally a very, very good player.
Man, he's
Yeah,
he's super solid.
Very good.
and he can,
Is that a fat joke?
No,
no,
he's an absolute unit, dude.
size of the lad. No, but he's a very good player who
You know, I don't like a lot of memes, but that one is one of my favorite.
he's able to take situations that would cripple other players and turn
salvage
them
it.
around and salvage it. And I think that's mainly his strength.
Sure.
Is salvaging
However-
mistakes or other things that happen that don't go to plan.
I have seen him concede a game where he looked at it after something didn't go to plan and go, nope, I
Well-
can't win. We're done.
In his
Call it.
defense, there was a bar next door, and he was absolutely right, because this was an edition of the game where you could literally look at deployment and be like, "Yep, not gonna win."
That's true.
Fair enough. It was a super close game, actually. So,
So what was Rob's list today? Because we know your list.
sure. Rob had a spearhead. What? He had. Yeah, you do. You have to drink that. Drink it. Drink some more.
Yeah.
I put the Dave Sucks hashtag in the corner of
Yeah, if you look at it
I
up
have a
there.
point here.
I didn't see that. That is great.
That's on-screen graphics.
And
the shit's
fantastic.
fancy today.
Yeah, we're in a good place.
Yeah.
So he had
Press F to pay
two.
respects for Dave.
No one's pressing F. That's like a 12-year-old.
Just said it.
game.
You gotta let it go out to the internet first.
Yeah, the time delay means I can just tell you, no, fuck you.
So he had two Lucius battalions
All right.
for the Forge World Lucius.
Forge World. Oh. Okay.
And what does Forge World Lucius do?
You ignore the first. You ignore a -1 penalty on or -1 AP on weapons with that value.
Super
Okay.
good.
Yeah, which is great, and it's good against my Ludus, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And then he's got a Astra Militarum spearhead, a Catachan spearhead, which he took the artillery.
Right.
So he spent 3 CP pre-game to do the artillery battalion or the artillery formation, whatever that is, the elite detachment.
Yeah. From
And then he also took
Vigilus.
the server maniple,
Right.
and then he also took the Cybernetica cohort. So he had.
Wow, he had 3 specialist
Yeah,
detachments.
which was cool.
Fucking A, I love that.
So he took a Tech Priest Dominus, 3 Tech Priest Engine Seers, 5 units of 5 Rangers, a unit of 8 Cataphren Cataphren destroyers with grav cannons.
Okay.
A unit of 5 robots with all phosphor blasters.
Which kind of robots?
The shooty robots.
Bigger robots or tracked robots?
Oh, Castellan robots. Yeah, so
Castellan.
The tape
okay.
tag robots.
right, and the other the Cataphren servitors are the ones on the tracks.
Right.
And then he had a Manticore, 3 basilisks, 3x3 mortar squads, Yarick, which
I'm sorry,
fuck
what?
Yarick about my just fucks over my army so hard.
Dude, Yarick is
You
only
mean
in that army.
the main
hold
anti-orc
on.
character?
Yeah.
Fucks
That
with
dropped
orcs?
him points.
Yarick was only in that army to hopefully run into you.
No, it's not because he gives reroll 1s within 6 inches.
I mean, it's
anyway.
beneficial, but he's way more worth it if he's running into you.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, and then he had a company commander, and the 3 units of 3 mortars, which was really good against me. So it's a lot of shooting, right?
Right.
So he gets first turn. He shoots some stuff, but I deploy my stuff enough out of range where he doesn't kill a lot. He just kills a couple of Ludas and some Grots.
Okay.
Which is, that's a good trade for me. So on my turn, I get super aggressive because he's pushed up all of his Skitarii Rangers to block off my deep strikes.
Okay, smart play.
So, which is good, right?
How many deep strikes did you have?
Well, with the jump, he can have.
So the jump,
that
right,
doesn't-
which is always a deep strike.
Right, but it's not. In terms of being a deep strike versus even though on paper, on technical paper,
Sure.
rules wise, it is considered a deep strike. It is not a deep strike because you can do it in first turn.
That's right.
So, it's just a movement ability. But I get that it is
Sure.
technically a deep strike. If you jump something next to my aggressors, I can fucking light your ass up.
That's right. You sure can. Anyway,
And you should. If you're running aggressors and orcs showed up next to you,
you should absolutely shoot them.
100% pay those 2 CP.
I played a practice game against Kevin Mackey.
Right.
And his aggressors just chewed up my orc squads that deep struck close to him.
Oddly
which
enough,
was great.
when I played Kevin the last tournament out at MJ's, that was one of the things we discussed afterwards, was make sure you have enough, if you fight against orcs, to be able to use this.
For sure. So, first turn, he pushed up a bunch of his Skitarii Rangers to block me off from deep striking. So in turn, I was able to get an assault off with my Chopper Boys and
we moved
both of
too
my
close.
orc war bosses
no.
on bikes. Well, okay, let's finish. Turn 2 comes around. He had deep struck his servitors, so he deep struck them in a line to kind of block off my charge, but also like in front of all my stuff, and he killed all the Chopper Boys and both my war bosses on bikes. In addition to all my Ludas, because I deep struck my Ludas out to blow away his artillery, and I killed like 1 basilisk and did a bunch of wounds to another, and also to his Manticore.
So does that leave you with Grots and Commandos at this point?
So, well, okay. So I have a unit of Shooter Boys in my backfield that I'm ready to jump anytime. They're in reserve, kind of almost pseudo reserve, right?
Right.
And I still have I have a unit of 30 Shooter Boys that I have deep struck, and I have my Commandos. So I'm taking this all in stride. Like I'm like, all right, shit. Like I lost both my war bosses. That sucks. I was expecting to lose like one of them, but not both.
Right.
I know we don't blame dice rolls, but poor dice rolls or just well done.
No, he did good.
Yeah.
It was really well played. But I thought about it for a minute, and then I realized I like kind of talked to myself. I'm like, you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm playing orcs. These casualties don't matter. It's time to kill him. Like I need to get in there and like do some damage. Like I can lose 60 models on the way in and still win easily.
So basically, you Daniel LaRusso'd him. You were like, it's okay, Mr. Miyagi, I've got this.
Right.
You know, and then
yeah, no,
put on
that's
the- put on
exactly.
the headband.
So he's
and
like,
stood up
dude, I'm
on
really
me.
sorry. It sucks. I know you're losing models. Like you just pulling stuff, and I'm like, no, dude, I got this game in the bag.
And then he was like, what? Purple
And
Cobras
he's
for
like,
life,
he's
son?
like, all right, cool. So I
Dude,
pulled off.
Cocky Danny is my favorite Danny in the world.
I think
Because like
hold
8
on.
times out of 10, you're right. But just to have like the calm confidence, be like, no, I won this game already. Thank you though for your concern.
So if I said something like that while playing against Rob, he'd be like, "Oh, okay." But you
Fuck,
saying,
if Danny says
dude,
something
as soon
about
as
that.
Danny says something like that, you know Rob was like, just flop sweat, just pouring down his face.
Well, he was fine. He's like, okay, whatever, man.
Okay, whatever, dick.
Wait.
It's more the
So-
kind of thing.
That's the
He
kind of
left this strip in his backfield behind one of his
like a landing strip.
Yeah,
It was perfectly shaved.
it was.
Okay.
In a little line, but it was perfect. It was enough. It was perfectly enough space for 14 commandos.
Okay.
So the commandos come in there, I deep strike the other squad in front of 9 inches away from his servitors, right? And he's locked his robot, and this is the important part. He's locked his robots down
Oh, no.
so that they can double shoot, but they can't fight and they can't move.
Oh no.
So what I did, so those commandos were within 9 inches, so I didn't charge the robots at all because I didn't want to take the Overwatch.
Right.
I charged the Skitarii next to them to move my guys over so that when I did my consolidate, I could consolidate into the robots.
And they're not allowed to fight, so it doesn't matter that you can't punch them.
Yeah, and or even if they did fight, I don't care. Like whatever, some attacks, who cares?
Man.
But then they can't shoot at the commandos.
So
And so then, this is my classic move, right? Psychic Phase rolls around. So I've got this big squad of shooter boys out in front. He's got one single Skitarii that's blocking out the space behind this building. So I advance up one of my weird boys, smite off that guy,
God.
then to jump the unit of 30 shooter boys behind this building so that they can be 9 inches away from the Cataphoron servitors and assault through the building with no Overwatch. I felt like a fucking genius. Let me tell you when I did that. Like I felt
You had like
so
the
smart.
math numbers in front of your face the whole time. trying to figure it
beautiful
out.
mind scene. Just you know what? I need to film Danny sitting in this kitchen counter like that, or just, you know what? I need to get a shot of you at tier 1. Not even like that. Just staring blankly, and I'm going to take and put that shit on it. I will edit that now that I
Oh,
have my
man,
new
just
porn
like The
computer,
Hangover.
So,
You need a porn computer.
yeah, my new editing computer, so I can just.
So assaulted those guys, right? Wiped out like all the Cataphrons on my turn
Right.
with 2 shooter boys. So I assaulted the one unit and then assaulted the other unit of boys into them that I deep struck. So 2 units of boys into that unit. I killed 5 out of 8. They failed the morale. They died. So I'm stuck in the open in front of all these basilisks and Manticore.
Right.
He shoots every possible thing he can at this shooter boy unit. This one gets it down to 3 models.
Oh no! Did
And
you?
I have 5 CP left.
Do you green tide them?
Burn 2 to auto pass, burn 3 to green tide them on my turn.
So basically, you played really well. Basically, you played LVO final table championship level good.
I felt really good. I don't know if I played that well, but like
Come
I
on,
played
Danny.
really well.
You know you did.
But okay, so
I was at the
I'm
top of
starting
my
the
game.
hype train
Now-
now for you,
we were-
Danny.
we were
final
talking-
table LVO live stream.
Yeah, right.
we were talking earlier
Wait,
about
hold on. I would like our fans, and I know all 12 of you will do
Oh
this.
yeah, I'll
Is to petition to get Danny on the Frontline Gaming live stream at LVO 2019, or to get him on, even better, to get him on the Warhammer community live stream.
I don't know if 3 votes is going to do it, guys.
well, as long as we have,
It got Phil on, so
Oh, that's fair.
As long as we have 2 votes, we'll be fine.
yeah.
It's just those votes, but okay.
But just not to put any pressure on you, you got to start painting some fucking orcs because that shit has to look pretty.
I primed all the Ludas and the Grots this week, and that's how I differentiated them at the tournament. So the Bad Moon guys were all painted black, and the rest of them were gray. So I'm going to prime the rest of them this week. I bought some primer, and I'm going to start painting.
Do you got plans with your wife tomorrow? This is completely great radio or great video
I
for
mean,
you people watching.
we do really shitty visual references
Right.
when it's a podcast.
Do you
We do
got
really
plans tomorrow?
shitty audio references.
I don't know, maybe.
Because I mean, Cody and I are getting together to crank out some
Porn.
guys.
Whoa, gay.
It's not gay, but it's a 3-way though.
Yeah. No, that makes it actually more gay.
No, it's not. There's a song about it.
Oh, okay.
But there's a girl involved there.
Only if you're the caboose.
Cody's got a high voice.
Anyway.
Son of a
But yeah.
bitch.
So we were talking earlier about how you're kind of finalizing your LVO list, Danny, and you're kind of getting everything in order for a championship kind of
Run. Yeah, and if you manage
what
to, by
if-
the way, make it to the final table, I better see Mob Rule stickers fucking all over the place. Slap one. Just
making it rain.
the Twitch chat.
I got you 50 Mob Rule stickers for LVO. You better be slapping them on all sorts
The
of
Twitch
shit. One
chat
on
is just gonna
Frankie's
be-
face, one on Jeff's face. I don't give a shit. Put them wherever you want.
The Twitch chat's just going to be me and Dave being like, show the fucking sticker, Danny. But no, we were talking earlier about how kind of like you're playing your games, you're playing in these competitive tournament kind of games, kind of trying to nail down your final LVO list.
Sure.
And I know you made a couple changes today.
Last
What's-
minute changes, really.
I did, like day of.
What are some things you're feeling kind of going out of today that you like about your list, that you don't like about your list?
I've had too much to drink to have this much serious conversation about this sort of stuff, by the way. So make it brief.
All right. So I'm thinking. So today I dropped on Weird Boy. So normally I've been playing with 3, and took another Big Mech, but with a shock attack gun.
Okay.
And then spent the 2 CP to make that formation a Dread Mob.
You're a
That's
monster.
then-
stupid.
and then
fuck you.
You're a fucking monster.
For the 2 Big Mechs, just so I could take the souped up shock attack gun.
Okay, I'm still good.
Yeah, you're lagging.
Yeah,
behind there.
Tyler
Yeah,
Miller.
not really. We are. I'm 4 ciders in up to this. Actually, and
wow.
He's 4 paps. So
more than 4 paps because I was drinking before you
come
came
on.
here.
I don't want people to know that you're not going to be able to drive home,
Stop
John.
bragging about your drinking, you guys.
It's culturally important to me.
Yeah, it's insensitive for you to try to deny that. Actually,
But yeah, so you dropped a Weird Boy.
And I took that shock attack gun.
And how did the shock attack gun work out for you? Really? Aw. See,
honestly,
okay.
I don't.
It was
think
really
they're-
fun.
I don't think they're that good. I think they're a fun unit.
I own 4 shock attack guns.
Obviously,
I love the model. I love the Finecast
I think I'm going to
model.
keep it.
I love
in the list, really.
I love the plastic model.
Wait,
They're just
hold on. Why? What is your? I'm sorry. Go
Well,
ahead.
well,
Go ahead.
here's
You
the
own
thing.
the plastic model. You own the metal model.
The reason I like them is the way I play Warhammer is I pregame psychology quite a bit.
Right.
I mean, I think we've talked about this on the podcast before.
Yeah, but it
where
doesn't work
I-
against people that are smart.
No, it does. At times, it will do that. If I'm talking about things, if
You know,
I describe just by talking what a shock attack gun does or has the potential to do, even if you're a smart player, you're going to know in your head that that's a threat. Even if it's only if I roll this and if I do this and if I do this, this will happen, and that's like 1,000,000 to 1 shot. I have to now plan around that fact because it's a dice game. 1,000,000 to 1 shots happen all the
so
time.
his talking up units doesn't actually work on you or me because I know automatically right away what I'm going to kill.
Because I know John.
Yeah,
I mean,
It might work against me. We'll see.
It would,
man,
wouldn't
it
so
would have to
much-
be it would have to be the GSC Codex, and I would have to have said, John, do not let Danny see this. All right, let's play.
but see, now we get into metagame psychology, which I do
Right.
now. Whereas if I'm playing Danny or if I'm playing you or if I'm playing people I play with him or from our team, I'm going to talk up the units I want you to fucking leave alone. Because then you're going to be like, oh, this is John. He's just psychology.
Yeah, except that's still not going to work on me. When we played our last game, which was John.
It's about a year ago at this point.
It wasn't.
No,
it
it wasn't.
It wasn't a year ago. It was May. After May, it was
No,
June. It was June. Me and John played a game in June. The last time we played a game.
was
in
it
No
June.
good?
way! It was this fall, man, with the knights,
No,
Really?
with the armigers,
No,
and
it
the
was-
and
it
the and the and the
it was
wave
in.
serpents.
It was in June.
No, that was.
It was. It
I
was
played
right.
against Armigers with a Wave Serpent in Fairbanks.
Yeah, that's you're thinking of that up in Fairbanks.
And then I played against Nate with his Space Wolves.
Yeah, remember when you played against Dave, and Dave brought an armiger, and you were like,
Yeah, that was more than
Talking shit?
fall.
"Really?"
Yeah.
That was further along.
And I was
ago,
like,
but yeah,
you-
I was like,
and I was
fuck
like, the last
Armigers.
thing you need to do is kill this fucking thing. Armigers suck. And the Armiger was like, fuck your couch.
let me show you how it's done, son.
Armiger was really pissed that you disrespected
I
him
know,
so
right?
much.
Dude, he was on fire that game.
I like warglaves. I really like
I actually
warglaves.
really do too. I wish that they didn't hamper you in a strategic standpoint. I mean, they're really good at close combat. They're mediocre with their shooting because you need
I wish
to be
that-
within 15 inches to get
I
any
wish
benefit.
that it was a 2-shot melt-a-lance instead of a
Yeah.
D3.
No, that would be
That would be much better.
a flat 2 instead of D3.
Yeah.
yeah. I can tell you, I didn't in that game. I didn't roll more than one.
But yeah, we're talking about Danny's list here, and you're keeping
Oh,
the shock
sorry.
attack gun. That
I
is,
think I'm going to keep it for a little bit.
So
because-
why is that?
So it's -5 AP. I don't really have a lot on my list that can deal with anything with a super high armor save.
Yeah, but did it do anything to things with super high armor save? Because you played
So-
Rob, and I saw his list. He
Yeah,
had a
but
bunch of tanks.
First round, I played against James, and he had a Tyrannifex.
Okay.
And I rolled strength 9 on that thing, and I shot his Tyrannifex for 3d6 ones. Now, I rolled like garbage.
Sorry, did you say 3d6 ones?
Wounds.
Oh, wounds.
So it does.
I was like, you did 3d6 wounds. 3.
The relic one does d6 wounds instead of d3.
Right.
So I don't know. I think it's legit. Like I think it does enough damage to warrant it, and like it gives me something that's decent against knights.
You know
Yeah,
what?
I mean,
I'm
there's
I'm
that.
not tactically perfect enough to be able to tell you how to adjust your list, but it feels like to me that it might be a waste of points in exchange for what's the points for the shock
So
attack
what it
gun
costs me
versus
is
a weird boy.
So it's the weird boy is 62.
Right.
The shock attack gun is 80. So it's 18 more points. So basically the difference is I would gain an extra weird boy
Okay.
and a Luda. One Luda. I don't know that it's worth it.
It might
No.
not be. But
And
luckily,
honestly,
there's
like,
another tournament before
Having
Two more
No,
tournaments.
because MJ's isn't doing an ITC.
No, but Tier 1 is, and then they're doing Dungeon Con.
Oh, right. Dungeon Con.
Yeah.
Dungeon Con in Anchorage, Alaska. It's an RPG tournament that also is featuring Warhammer 40K.
I'm
played in
excited
an
to
ITC
join
tournament.
with the LARP community.
Have you guys done Guard?
No. Oh, that's not fair. Yours tastes good. I can't do that.
Oh boy.
Dave, you can drink that whole thing in
First
one gulp.
off, I'm way the fuck ahead of him, okay?
Hey,
And his
Right.
tastes good.
You know what?
As-
We're not like
it's not a
'cause
competition.
If it's a competition, I've already bested
It's
you.
not a competition. You're 2 ciders or 2 Pabst Blue Ribbons behind.
Dude, I'll slam those in 5 minutes. Just give me give me a second.
it's water, but yeah, no.
By the way, that is fantastic. I'm
fantastic.
I'm feeling amazing.
You're a
right
fan
now.
of the juice.
I am a
I
juicer.
just saw in our team chat here, like Lil Lee was like, "I'm so proud of my myself and my win and stuff like that."
Dude, yeah.
I'm
honestly-
like, that guy's gonna go home with the stonk in his boner and be like, "Baby, I won."
No con tonight.
Dude's gonna have like 4 more kids if he
don't-
does that.
I was fine with
Well,
it. over
I don't
there.
think
you don't
so,
have to
but-
push it back towards me.
Oh man, but I
I
think
really like chewing on pine bark. It's so
The-
terrible. Do not get Four Loco Black. You will never hear me
It's
say that. about
lime
anything.
flavored. No, right, lime flavored.
Maybe if those limes died in a desert first.
I want to say though, that Lee is kind of the positive story about why you should form together as a
Yeah.
competitive team.
Yeah,
or
true.
kind of like have a group of regular people you talk to and kind of discuss Warhammer with, because it can only make you better. Like Lee in our chats, like throws out these Tau lists, and like we have
Right.
we have Tau players who are able to kind of give a Tau perspective that you have other players
Hold
who
on.
are like, hey,
Pause
that's
for a
Tau.
sec. Lee, I know you're not listening, but when you get to this
'Cause
point on Tuesday, please edit your goddamn list down to reflect what you actually have and not leave in the Battle Scribe stuff. That's eight chat pages
Oh, man, it's
of
so
Battle
long.
Scribe stuff. It's so long. Just take 5 minutes and delete some stuff, man.
Oh man, poor Tyler. His old roommate's girlfriend was a LARPer who wouldn't play Magic the Gathering with them because it was too nerdy.
What the fuck?
That
that-
seems really fucking judgmental
mean,
for someone who waves a foam wand around.
Well, it depends what kind of LARPing you're into. Now, there's several different types.
I'm into the kind of
Stop.
LARPing that is
Stop.
like the,
I'm done. I'm done.
The 4 Loco I can take.
LARPing, I cannot.
Oh, but no, yeah. So like being kind of that, there's Tau players who can tell Lee, like
Sure.
good Tau things in his list. There's other players who are like, oh, hey man, if I played against this list, I would try and do this and this and this.
Yep.
Sure.
And kind of having that knowledge base is a huge asset.
Well, so also being as part of a team, you can approach your teammates in between rounds and say, hey, I'm playing this guy. What should I do?
Yeah.
yep.
So,
Like as if you had a set of, I don't know, ITC flashcards you could rely on really quickly.
Well, it's kind of like if like say Lee is playing in a tournament, we're all here, and say Danny, you have your Orc army, I have my Eldar, and Dave, you have your Space Marines.
Why couldn't I have custodes?
Or
You,
your-
you know I'm trying to get top
Or
10
your
custodes,
custodes,
before
right?
LVO,
and,
right?
and then if one of your teammates is playing Custodes next, you go up to Dave and be like, "Hey, where's Danny? I gotta talk to him about something."
That's pretty much what I would do. I walk up to Danny between rounds all the time and ask him, "Hey, man,
But like you're right, Danny. Like that's the benefit of kind of having this kind of group of people is you can go and talk and be like, "Hey, I'm playing up against Orcs next. What do I need to be looking out for?"
yeah, so he played Mark Winter round 2, right?
Yeah.
And so
all right."
Winter,
So first off, Winter is the top Space Wolf player in the ITC
in
overall.
Overall, right?
Overall.
Well, right. I mean, like I was telling Bo, they don't have a top Shadow Sword player. So he can't win that, but he can win top Space Wolves player.
Don't you know what?
shit is
Don't
real.
steal from Mark. Right now we have.
Yeah, no. I'm totally joking though,
let's see,
right?
Miller was top Blood Angels player.
He was for a
long time.
while. Yeah,
Now he's top 3 actually.
I think is he third or
I
second?
think he's still 3rd. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So one of our guys up here, John Miller, is the top. Is it the 3rd? And if he played more tournaments instead of stopping when it snowed to go snow mowing,
Snow
mowing?
machining.
snow machining.
Snow mowing is extreme yet futile.
Sorry for those in the lower 48 or else place in the world. It's snowmobiling.
Well, those people are idiots.
I know. We know. We all know that it's called snow machining.
Right.
Like, okay, let's move on.
Oh, table flip. All right.
Did you fucking flip my table?
I need this table. It's the only one I have.
To do what? Record shitty podcasts on?
Ouch.
Actually, you do.
Oh.
That's true.
Get out.
Get out.
I can't have this much Four Loko still to
Yeah,
chug.
you have to finish that, man.
I'm still had
If you finish that, like mad props.
Mad
like
props.
it was garbage.
It's a
dude.
really garbage.
you got
Loco.
you got screwed. You got a bad dice roll, my friend. Yeah, there you go. Relax the throat. Just like your mama
Just
taught
like your
you.
dad always taught you.
Way better. Thank you. Yes.
All right. So anyway,
So I'm helping
we've
Lee,
got
right?
we've got top renegades and
Yeah, we do have
and
top
Heretics,
renegades. Yeah.
and we have top space wolves up here.
Sure.
So people that go,
And not to brag or anything, but I am top 3 Harlequin player.
you're not anymore.
Yeah, I am.
Did you look today?
Keep arguing. I'm gonna go look it up.
No, you have to defend your point. Anyway, Mark Winter is actually a very skilled player. Yes, he uses
he's
a
pretty
shadow
good.
sword, but
He wears very short shorts.
Man, I've seen things that I can't unsee.
The outline of his penis.
so
And
just so you know,
testicles.
Danny, I had the thong ready for today in case they play Winter.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you gonna like rip off your pants?
Oh, well, not rip them off because they're expensive. So I'd take them off and then just.
Well,
wear
you
them.
don't
buy
have
the
breakaway
that
pants?
break away.
Not that say snakes on the butt.
You
well,
could.
You need to.
Dude, do I look like I made of money? I just spent
Yes.
a lot of money
Yeah,
on
you do.
stickers
Yes, you
do.
that I gave to you. That's true. I probably do. Look at me. I look like I made of money. That's not the Four Loco talking. Oh, it's coming
Man,
up.
I'm proud of you right now.
No,
Nice.
don't be.
Dude, look at it. It's
When you're wearing neon green Four Loco later, let's see how proud you are.
One of our people here, Amber Locke, said, "I'm heading to bed." I'm like, "Thanks for suffering through with us."
All right. So Amber Locke
yeah.
could have been Amber.
Oh yeah, your daughter.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
You should definitely go to bed then, because your dad's talking so much shit right now.
To be fair, I did fail at Christmas for Amber, so
Oh,
I do feel slightly guilty.
That's okay.
that sucks.
I lost a ton of auctions on eBay for stuff that I was
Oh,
really
no.
looking for.
She went to bed though, so she was not going to hear your
I,
apology.
we had a conversation about it earlier. She was like, "Did you send me anything for Christmas?" I was like,
"Nope, fuck you."
"Funny story. I've had a lot of Four Loco.
Danny, you're currently sitting 3rd in Harlequin.
Yeah, that's what I
Damn
thought.
it!
Still third, bitch.
Oh, in my face. I went from 69th to 89th. I was really kind of pissed about that.
Maybe you should
However-
play more than once.
I've got 2 games under my belt
Oh, look at
to
you.
be in the top 1/3 of custode players.
I think I'm top 10 orcs now.
But yeah, Mark Winter.
Actually, you better be.
Mark Winter is #1 in Space Wolves
Yeah,
by
I'm
40
math-wise on
points.
points.
Yeah. He's doing good. Good for him,
Look,
man.
Is
He's a
is
really
he coming
good
with us
baseball
to LVO?
I don't know. I haven't asked him.
Mark, you're going to hear this audio. For those of you who are watching this right now, do not listen. It's the drunken ramblings of a guy that's going to sleep on John's couch tonight.
This is why it's
Mark.
usually only me and Danny that have the Four Loco.
That's true. Mark, come to LVO. Defend your Space Wolf title and prove that you're better than Danny.
I'm pretty sure that he's
I'm pointing
coming.
at him so people
Yeah.
can see him.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway.
He's ahead of me in ITC rankings right now.
Yeah, but only because you switch factions.
No, overall. Overall.
No, I know, but only because you switch factions. You
No,
haven't
only
been-
because I have 4 out of 5 games or 4 out of
Yeah.
5 tournaments.
And he has a GT.
that's
a
right.
major.
Ooh, that's right, because he went down to
He went to
Bay Area
SoCal.
Open.
SoCal.
SoCal.
Yeah.
SoCal Open.
I want to go to
Doesn't
SoCal
matter.
next year. We'll see.
Danny, you're currently 29th in orcs, but I don't
We-
think
we have
today
gone
can be
completely
counted.
Is it
off
up 2 or
track.
3?
2.
Yeah. So add another 114 points.
All right, you fucking dick.
Shit.
320.
Wow, asshole.
That puts you up to
Braggart.
10th or 9th.
Yeah. Got him. All right.
Got him.
So,
Yeah. So what were we talking about again?
Danny's top favorite model of 2018.
oh shit! But I drank a whole juice.
The juice is loose.
Oh yeah, it's loose, all right.
No wheezing the juice.
Man, what 40K models came out this year? All right, so
Seriously, you
Custodes.
got one juice.
So Custodes. Yeah, but I haven't eaten anything, Dave.
That's not true. I saw you. You probably went to lunch earlier. You had a 40-minute break.
I did. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I haven't eaten since 2:00.
Neither have I.
All right. Anyway, so and I'm dehydrated.
And I'm
you
neon
did. And you know
green.
what? I'm proud of you for doing that. I really
I
am.
am not.
Yeah.
I will regret that tomorrow. I can promise you.
I'm
I will.
sure you
enjoying
will.
The slight sips of this. Though we might watch Samurai Cop after we're done, because I think we're going to
Ooh.
sign off here in 16 minutes.
I don't know that we will because I'm going to just fall asleep. I'm sorry. You might watch Samurai Cop after this.
I might watch Samurai Cop with
That's
you.
cool. Yeah, we
Okay,
do that.
cool.
I might just fall asleep.
All right. So what came out this year? So Custodes came out. Thousand
Yeah,
Suns
that's
came
what,
out.
That's
right?
what we're talking about.
no, Thousand Suns were the year before.
Custodes with
Yes.
the Alaris
Really?
Terminators. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, those models are great. All right, what else came out? Harlequins, but no new models. Right?
Nope. Yes.
Knights, no new models.
No,
no, no good new models. Let's.
Oh, with the
Shots fired.
Helverins. I was like, I love-
you got the Armigers, you got the Helverins, you've got the Castellans, you've
The
got
Dominus
the Valiants,
class,
you've
yeah.
got the you have.
Canis Rex
Hey,
and
I'm
the
s- oh,
Perception.
hold on.
Hey.
You have the Lunchbox Knight.
Hey, you got this right here, buddy.
Got him. Got me. All right. Okay. So Custodes skipping Knights because that was a garbage release, and moving on. So
What is this
Orcs came
sudden
out.
hatred
You know
for
what?
That's it, right?
Wait, hold on.
Ooh,
Ooh.
got me.
Garbage.
I think you'll find we
my
paid a
ass.
great, reasonable price, incling shipping from that from Mini Stomp.
Yeah, what a great deal.
How
What a
can you
great
find
deal.
Mini Stomp on the internet?
I mean, at Mini Stomp on Twitter would be your best way to find him.
Right.
And he'll do great lightning deals for you.
I mean,
What a
he
nice
might
guy.
even actually throw Danny a whole nother one. After
I mean, I doubt
break
he'll
this
do
one.
that. They're pretty fucking expensive and unbreakable.
Wow, dude.
Hold on.
That's called
Hey,
product
is
placement,
that, is
kids.
that is that Harvey Ward?
No,
Harvey
it's not.
Ward Claimer? Are
Leave
you
him
sure?
alone.
Can I see him?
No, you may not. Here, you play with the beaver.
I'm not going to play with the beaver. That's how John got pregnant.
I am
Why
not
John,
pregnant.
That's why John
My
can't go to
wife is
LVO right
pregnant.
now.
No, that's what you call it when your wife gets pregnant. It's now it's politically correct to say we got pregnant.
We go, bro. What?
It is the most not particularly cool. Tell that to your wife.
Okay.
Your friends might
Well,
be like,
plus
hey,
I-
they
for-
got pregnant, but your wife's like, fuck that. He ain't pregnant.
Yeah, but you're supposed
Also,
to.
I
Like,
don't know why you're married to a black woman from
Right,
the
okay.
Bronx, but
I'm gonna interrupt here.
Go for it.
DeVoe, Dave should have another. It would be a great idea. Just no Bronco to throw up in the doormat holder. I feel that's a reference to something that happened.
we need
Yeah.
all right. So DeVoe is a year younger than I am.
So
Well, this is part of the story.
everybody's a year younger than you, at least.
Because you're old.
Oh man!
You know what? I walked into that.
Swish, motherfucker.
I gotta give you 3 fucking points for that. Was a half court shot. Okay, I was not expecting that.
Oh man.
So DeVoe is a year younger than I am,
Okay.
and he turns 21. You know, a year after me.
Okay.
So for DeVoe's birthday, we couldn't get anybody to go out because he was up from school.
Because it was the 40s and they were all deployed to France.
so we couldn't.
Did they even have Broncos back then?
Okay. They
It's a little
did.
fair
This,
to have more drink to drink.
they did, but they had 4 hooves. So, so
What was Prohibition like?
it was terrible.
Yeah,
there was
bet.
no 4 Loco anywhere.
The great Four Loco Trout of 1920.
So,
Just
so
kidding, I
DeVoe
don't
turns
know what
21. We
Prohibition
couldn't get
was.
anybody to go out because it was like a Wednesday. So it was just
Oh
me
yeah,
and
that's
him at the bar.
garbage. Okay.
And I polished off by getting him a tasty trash can.
Sure.
Oh man, I made the mistake of my wife asked if we were still streaming, and I made the mistake of sending her the link, and so she is now waiting at work watching workmen work, and she said, "We got pregnant. Tell Dave I said so."
Got him.
Didn't I say that?
No, you didn't. You said that that's bullshit, and your wife, if you ask your wife about that, she's going to tell you you're wrong. She's pregnant.
Anyway,
Yeah.
long story
But
short,
she is
well,
pregnant.
she
I was
is
sleeping.
pregnant. I've seen that.
I did not.
I've seen Amanda recently. She is definitely pregnant.
She's very fucking pregnant.
So I took the boy out for his 21st birthday because he came back home for some reason
Oh, okay.
from Oregon.
For his
And I got him
birthday?
blitzed, and he puked all over the inside of my Bronco. But the thing is he's like, I gotta throw up, Dave, and he turns and looks, and he's like, no problem, the window's down. Blah!
Onto the window?
Onto the window and inside. He was not even really close to outside. I was like, that's fine, dude. I'll get that taken care
That's
of.
good.
Happy birthday, Tiger. Swat, swat, right on the butt, and I sent him into bed to his parents.
Oh, that's nice.
But you swatted him on the butt twice.
Yeah, because I'm an older brother who loves him.
That's how they did things back then.
Oh, back then.
Yeah, in the 1800s.
No, this was we've already
We
established
established-
you were 21 in 1942.
He was on shore leave.
You were a merchant sailor evading the U-boats.
sailor.
After your poor lungs stopped you from getting
Enlisted.
enlisted into
Plus,
the...
I failed the super serum tests, so I had that.
No, just the regular test. You
Yeah, just the regular tests.
yeah, but I wrote super serum in front of them because I wanted it to be true.
but they weren't, sadly. But yeah, well, guys, I think calling Dave old and drinking Four Loko is a good natural stopping point for us.
Turns out.
Turns out, I want to thank the people who stayed for us throughout this.
Yeah, thank you.
What's wrong with you
What's wrong
people?
with you? Listen to me and Dave talk for 2 hours, and
Oh, and then Danny
hear
showed
Danny
up.
gloat for an hour, and then you're still good.
Pretty
Seriously.
typical Saturday.
Danny was like, check out this awesome shit I got for free over here. Also, I got store credit because I tore ass up. What?
But we're gonna be back here in 2 weeks.
I don't think so. I might be dead.
I mean, your
If Dave lives, we'll
your
be back in
advanced
2
age
weeks.
does stop that from happening sometimes.
The natural healing process is slowed in you.
I'm not fucking Wolverine. Okay, I'm a goddamn human.
Yeah, I know. Cellular degeneration is something that happens in people that
Started
are old.
in the 1800s for me.
Oh, look as I try and look up our schedule and what I fucking put it in.
So next week you've got the Only War campaign.
Only one crappy episode 1, so I have editing to do tomorrow.
Yes, you do. You hung
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Good times.
Yeah. And then I lost all of the other information we have, but we do have
the
stuff
100th
planned
episode
through-
happens the second week of January.
Okay.
Things are happening.
Things are happening. So yeah, mob rules. Even
Not
though
for us,
we were
but for real
super-
people.
You were Tyler. You're stopping, but I'm almost there. Then that's why we're stopping.
Gotta leave him hanging, Tyler. Come back next
Jizz on
time.
your own
So
time.
even though, like in December, we did 4 episodes, we're coming up to our 100th episode of Mob Rules.
Whoa.
Not counting those extra 4 episodes, actually.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
No, that was counting those. I was very specifically counting those in there as well.
I'm fucking counting those.
I'm gonna
Could
pull.
have lied. Could have lied.
I'm gonna be pulling in Ted. I'm gonna sit
It's
and
not.
talk to.
He's not Kobe.
Kobe.
Count it.
I'm gonna sit and talk to Ted, and we're gonna go over some like original Mob Rule stuff. I'm gonna phone in Phil, and I'm gonna talk
Yeah.
to him about some original Mob Rule stuff. And I'm gonna pull in these chuckleheads, and we're just gonna drink 4 Loco and talk about.
Oh
Warhammer.
God! Please do not get the black again.
Fantastic.
Or if you do, make it so I don't get it.
Dave, it's all based on the randomness of the dice and whatever. My
No,
pregnant
it's not.
wife
It's-
buys.
Don't roll a 1 next time, asshole.
I rolled a 1, and that's why I got this good check.
Dear Amanda, please do not buy the Toxic Avenger Black ever again. Send.
Dave loves to take a load of black inside of himself.
It was the
That's
big,
the footnote of the whole episode.
it was the
Done.
bigger blacker
I
for
guess
Loco.
from my 2018, I want to thank you guys for staying, listening to the podcast. We really appreciate every single one of you who listens.
Agreed.
I'm still amazed there are thousands of you that download. That is still an insane thought to
Yeah,
me.
seriously.
And then thank you. I know in May we went a big overhaul of kind of the feel and the sound of the podcast and what we were doing. So those who stayed on through that, thank you so much.
For real.
Yep.
If you have any suggestions or questions or anything, please send them to us, mobrulesmobcast at gmail.com. I don't know why I'm looking at you for confirmation.
I'm sorry.
Or message
Yes,
us on
John,
Facebook.
that
or
sounds
message
correct.
us on Facebook, message us on Twitter.
Probably don't do that.
We love hearing from you guys. Check out our new store, mobrules.threadless.com.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have a couple of new designs you can get. Dave Sucks right here on a T-shirt. You can get the new
Dave
Who
sucks right
doesn't
here
want that?
in person.
You get the new Mob Rules logo right down here on a T-shirt, and a couple other designs that I whipped up because I was very bored. And then there's going to be new stuff added to there the whole time. Again, if you have suggestions, things you want to see, let us know. Maybe I'll finally get around to putting on a Swole Cockplate thing, even though at this point it's a 3-year reference.
You will not.
Yikes.
Alec, if
probably-
you manage to listen to this for some horrible reason, make sure to get back with me.
Yeah. So thank you for sitting through this 3-hour self-referential wank fest that we had. That's a British term.
I mean, it was
good.
mostly 2 hours, followed by an hour of Danny preening his peacock.
But yeah, thank you for all you've done for us 2017. Thank you for all you've done for
Yeah.
us 2018. 2019 is going to be amazing. We have the first couple months
Not
planned
for
out,
us.
and all three of us are very excited about it.
We are
January,
not.
We're prepping for LVO. We're going to be talking in the
John is not.
we're going to be talking the last Eisenhorn book.
That
Oh,
we
yeah.
are,
That
actually.
was-
Yeah,
so excited about
February we're going to start our Tale of Warlords, where all three of us
I'm
start
so-
new armies.
I'm
we're gonna-
pumped.
We're going to pull in our new friends.
Dude,
we're going to
I
pull in
don't
our
even-
friends to come and talk about new armies they're starting.
Right.
And you're going to get
We'll
to
be
see
pulling in John and Nate.
how Danny starts a new army, how I start a new army, how Dave starts a new army, and there are 3 different ways. Let me tell you that. And then March onwards, with the way 40K
There will
is
be
going,
pictures. There will be videos. There will be Danny half naked at sometimes because I'll be in his bathroom.
Tyler asked, "Do the new Smart smell like they're going to give you brain cancer?" They don't smell like that, but they still will. And then
Brain
Sherman,
cancer, the
It
sneaky
would be
killer.
fun to do another debate like the narrative versus competitive. I'm going to say on that real quick. I don't think either one should live uniquely apart from themselves.
For sure.
I
agree.
I've done both. I've done a hyper narrative list that I've played competitively and had a awful time with, and a hyper competitive list I've played narratively that I've had an awful time with. I use
I will-
narrative to inform how I build my list. So I read the stories, and you guys have seen when I talked about Vigilus and Black Legion, how excited I get about Black Legion and how excited I get about Hellbrutes. So I'm like, okay, this is how I want to build my competitive list. How do I build around it? And I said, I think that's where the fine line is you find something you love and something you are drawn to, and you hang on to that and you build around that. Building something just for competitive is going to give you a bunch of unpainted, unloved gray plastic that you're going
Danny.
to sell on eBay in 3 months. Painting something just for competitive is going to, or sorry, just for narrative is going to make you so
Very Dave.
Well, it's going to make you just
Very Dave.
have a bunch of models that you're going to play and love playing, but bitch every time you play.
Just like I said, very Dave.
So I don't think there's a debate. The best way is in between the two. Find something you love, build around that. Oh, and that's strategy.
Create your own narrative.
That's right.
That's
Yeah.
the important thing.
Yeah, forge your narrative, man. It's in the fucking rule book.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah. But yeah, for Mob Rules for 2018, prematurely in the new year, and I don't have any fancy. Oh fuck, that's hot. Stupid battery pack. I don't have any fancy.
I'm sure you weren't touching my penis.
Oh, Sherman. I was
Pretty
just saying,
sure it would have been ice cold.
Hot, you
Sherman
mean?
saying, I was just saying a debate in general, and then I went in this impassioned rampage on how things should happen.
Rampage!
But yeah, for 2018 for Mob Rules, thank you so much for listening in.
For real.
If I can grab this file easily, I'm not.
You
a
will
smart
not be
man.
able to.
I will upload this to our regular YouTube or our regular podcast feed, and should be available on iTunes,
Which will
Spotify,
make
all that
no
fun
sense to
stuff.
people that are watching.
Hopefully, it'll make sense.
It will not.
And then right now we're back to our regular release schedule. So thank you so much for watching. For Mob Rules for 2018, I've been John.
I've been Dave.
And I've been Danny.
This
we'll
has
see you
been
next
the
time.
Canadian Beaver.
You've ruined it all.